Well, everybody, Awestruck Comics Podcast, happy Sunday. Ready, ready to go. Solicits week. So one of our favorite weeks.
Yes.
Um, it feels daunting, so I usually break it up like getting it together, which is kind of funny. Is that like one hits, I'm like, oh, I hope it all hits by the weekend. Like does it all hit like kind of Friday? I'm like, brr, like, I want to make sure it all hits because
Right,
we
right.
like to have like
I
the
think
one
I think
show in it.
I think what's funny is Marvel's hits first, and
Mm.
that's the one I'm kind of the least interested in. I just there's nothing I'm like dying for at Marvel right now. There's stuff that's good, but like DC, I need DC and Image to hit. I'm like, give me that DC, give me that facsimile editions. What's Superman up to? I'm just in that DC mode. And
What's going to
the truth
break
is,
Rob's bank?
what's gonna break my bank? Well, the DC facsimiles aren't bad. Nice foil editions. Image, we got good stuff going on at Image. Um, so let's
There we go.
that's the stuff. That's the
There
stuff.
it is.
Jorge Corona doing a variant cover for this day cover? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think so. I
It's
think the Tom Riley is the A
it's
cover.
it's a cover that I want. See what I did there?
It's
Don't.
A cover. Yeah, I don't know if this. I feel like this is not in the solicits. There's a couple solicits I had to jump around on because I feel like certain covers were on certain sites and not on other sites. So, but we'll jump into the DC stuff first. But yeah, that's like
That's a
you were
beautiful cover.
saying right before the show, for the pre-show talk. Yeah, I don't know. Skybound really messed up because I feel like that it's not exactly news. It was only like one or two lines here, but it's not really advertised. I also in this list kind of cover the lack of Dan Morris stuff. Dan Morris like says stuff like that he's in stuff, but you don't see his cover, which is odd because normally it's like so I feel like he might be feeling it, but he's only doing 6 issues of Transformers.
That's
So
what we heard. That's what we've heard, which is
yeah,
really, really depressing. Because his
yeah,
first two issues are perfect looking. Like we
yeah,
were
but
worried about him. We were
I
worried because Jorge Corona has such a messy, neat style, and Dan Moore is so clean.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I feel like his style, I feel like Corona's style like can work like it works. Look how good Duke looks. Like that's
uh,
good.
Skybound, he should just be the cover artist for like every Skybound book. Give me a Battle Beast Jorge Corona. Keep him on GI
I
Joe. Keep
just
doing Transformer covers.
I don't know. I want
Listen,
him
man.
on.
Nothing against David Nakayama, but like it's just not Skybound enough for me. Like you create Skybound
Right.
to have a certain look, and David Nakayama stuff's just too clean, too nice. It's nice, but it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Skybound. It's not what you've made us think of what Transformers is.
Right, right,
Look
right.
at Daniel Warren Johnson. You look at Jorge Corona. You look at what's Super Dino, Jason Howard.
Jason Howard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even Jason Howard's style fits with those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I just it's you're right. I feel like if you bring people in, like you brought like Andrew Kranke in for an issue or two, and like that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like that like kind of big, like boisterous style. I
Yes.
don't know. Um I know we covered like last week when we covered like Guillaume March kind of came in. He's doing a bunch of variant covers. I'm not sure if he's doing a book or anything right now, but I think this is a KO variant. It reminded me a little bit of all like the Dark Knight's metal type of like recostumes or whatever. But I
Oh
like these
yeah.
chains on Superman. I think that's pretty dope.
He's Superman Unchained, but except for he's chained.
Yeah, this was at New York Comic Con, and I think it's weird that even this press release that came out is like DCKO. What's it called? I don't know if I put the thing. I forget, DCKO something, big boss battle, whatever. But they put out the press release about it. They put out the picture, but it's like a Dynamite and IDW because I feel like the Beneath the Trees is IDW, right? Is that right?
I
Like
don't know.
I feel like the press release like wasn't good enough. I also feel like this. I think this is Jeff Spokes. I think that the art's cool, but it doesn't seem. Yeah, IDW because IDW has Annabelle. It has horror. So. If you're doing, I think Mortal Kombat is floating, or DC has Warner Bros. Maybe has that. I'm not sure. So I guess it's kind of interesting, but it's weird when you have like the DC Marvel stuff out. Like you're not going to be able to potentially just have that conversation, say like, "Hey, we're doing this like crazy boss battle thing. Like Marvel, we need whatever.
Yeah.
We
Who
need."
who can we borrow?
Yeah, just like I don't know. It would have been a little cooler if it was like one or two more characters. Um, but that's having this like serial killer bear. I tried to read it. I didn't really like the art style in it. It was fine, but I know a lot of people like it, so that's fine.
That's all
That's
that
fine.
matters.
But this press release I thought was real like I would be mad if I was IDW or Dynamite. It's like you need to like amplify that. I also think that the Red Sonja, when I first saw it, looks like Witchblade. Like it's I don't know. It just like when you glance at it, it's Witchblade, but it's not Witchblade, you know.
Yeah,
And
her hair's not red enough. Like
you
it's
can't get
very
any image people popped in there. Like you couldn't have Witchblade in there. You know what I mean? That would make sense. Like that's a character
give
that
me
would
Savage Dragon. Eric Larson. Just Eric Larson would gladly do a favor. Hey, I'll let you borrow Dragon. Let me borrow Captain Marvel because he's a
right.
huge Captain Marvel fan.
Hmm.
In fact, when Jim Lee was trying to orchestrate an Image DC crossover years ago, which fell through for various reasons, Larson's plan was, yeah, I'll do like DC was going to publish it, but the Image guys were going to help do it, and Larson was definitely writing and drawing a Savage Dragon and Captain Marvel crossover.
Hmm.
Yeah, would have been neat. Plus, it would
Take
have
it.
given Jim Lee an excuse to actually draw his Wildcats.
No way.
Wildcats, 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 Wildcats.
The one and only
They're here.
Wildcats.
Sorry,
They're heroes, not
one and
zeros.
only. That's right. They got what we fear so.
Hmm.
Here's the facts. They got the power to the max. They're the Wildcats. Nerves of
I,
steel.
I don't know. You know all these
I
things.
did. They just pop in my head. I know.
Did you read this Night Fight #1? I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
dope. I thought it
I
was
thought it was
really fucking
great.
cool. Yeah,
I actually was like, yeah, it'll be okay. No, it was great. It
it's
looked
really
great.
good.
It read great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it made me happy. I was like really impressed by it.
DCKO I didn't like. I thought it was fine. Like I just thought it was like it's all set up. No one really fought. It was just like a lot of stuff. And I was like, nothing's happening in this book. So, but yeah, I thought Night Fight was pretty cool. It's weird that the projects that like are not like the more main projects like this, and I think that Immortal Batman thing, which he kind of, I guess, designed. I can't really figure out
Right.
who, because I think he worked with Higgins on what, Power Rangers. So then that's kind of,
hmm
so I think they have a relationship, a working relationship.
There's a full circle there. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until that finishes because I couldn't. I like when I tried to read #2. I don't remember. I'm too old. Too old. Oh, so this covers the Dan Mora. So no Dan Mora cover for Justice League Unlimited. Here's all the covers. He's listed as cover artist. No cover artist. But he's the cover artist here on Flash. Why is it? Why didn't anyone? Why did any new like? I know that we didn't really care about the size barrier stuff, right? And then we saw that Wade was doing like a special or co-writing special with Cantwell, the Flash
Right.
Psych. And then now he's just what, like secretly back on Flash? Why is that not a bigger deal? I understand that he has a good working relationship with Cantwell, and he really liked Cantwell's Challenge of the Unknown. Did you read that? Was
I
that?
did for a couple
Yeah.
issues, and it didn't keep me in. Like I like challengers, but I don't love challengers. It's more, challengers are great in smaller amounts, maybe for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Maybe
like
maybe guest stars.
what it is. If they guest star, they're really awesome. But on their own, it's like, limited amounts.
Yeah, I think I feel that way with Doom Patrol. I feel like Doom Patrol sometimes if you get to a certain point in Doom Patrol, you're just like, all right, I think I'm done. And then they cancel
Yeah.
it anyway, so it kind of works.
Except for the
So
one time, yeah, except for the one time they do an awesome series, and you're like,
the
this
new
is so
one,
good.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Burnham one, yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty fun. But that was kind of a perfect. But it's like you have a couple issues. I think did he have 2 issues?
Yeah, but these Flash issues, we're really looking forward to because look, it's got the Evil Legion, and right now we love the Evil Legion.
Yeah, I think it's funny that's a thing. I know Pete Woods is doing Titans, but they have a Brad Walker variant. Can Brad Walker do Titans? How good this looks. Oh yeah, yeah. We're
Yeah,
such big Brad Walker like
we
fans.
are. We
Like
do
we
like him a
just
lot.
we just want him in doing something. And he just kind of seems to be regulated with this. I don't really care about this. What was this called? It's called what? Sirens. But all the covers are pretty dope, and then this like Tula Lite like connected cover is pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
So
she's really good.
that's really good looking. So I don't really care. And Babs Tar, I'm kind of like hit and miss on, but I think that Catwoman cover is friggin' awesome looking. I think it looks really cool. And you know what? That's the thing is that like Marvel has such a like kind of boring house style. You have a lot of styles in DC. I would in 10 years ago, you would be
Listen,
like they would never be doing stuff like this.
every cover you just showed me has really good colors on it, and
Mhm.
that's really key as well. Like all these artists have been really good, but like the colors, they
Yeah.
all pop, they all look good. Like, and there's variants, and the variants look good.
Yeah,
This is
this list has confused me because I was like, isn't this just So I'm confused on what this is. This is going to be a story, or this is going to be a new history of the DC universe, like the same model. I don't understand what this is.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. I mean, could it be a story and that model? You know, here's a story that, because like if you're going to do this, then, right all the way, I'm like, can we do it with Wildstorm? You like, you basically said Wildstorm was like
Be two
people from
pages.
another, it was two
Yeah, it'd be
pages.
like it was not even. I don't even know if it was 2 pages. I think characters appeared on two different pages, but it wasn't like Wildstorm for a full page.
I mean, I
Next
appreciate
page.
that he separated them out from the history of the DC universe. Like, and
Mm,
it never fit. It never fit.
yeah. Oh well, sorry. Um, yeah, forget. I can't see who drew that. Oh, that's the guy who draws JSA. Diego, blah blah blah
All right.
blah. And this was a weird finish. Like it looked better in the thumbnail. I was like, the Dennis Cohen inks over top of Jurgens it's a little too restrictive, you
What's
know?
Klaus Janson doing? Oh, is he inking it? Is it Dan
Huh?
Jurgens and Cowan co-penciling it, and then Janson inking it?
Oh, you think it's Jansen inks? No, I thought it was Dennis.
Klaus
I think it
Klaus
was
Janson's
solicited.
name is on the cover. Look up top.
Oh well. That should not be there. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, so Jansen's kind of combining the style. It's weird. Yeah, maybe
Hey,
it almost feels
did your
like,
appreciation for it just change once I said Janson's name, and now you're looking at it like it's a Janson drawing, and all of a
well,
sudden you're
yeah,
like,
correct. I like it more. I like it more
yeah.
because I know it feels like it has like an
Yes.
extra, and they're not supposed to release it this way. They're not supposed to release like it with that top stuff, you know.
No, no.
That's fine. It's cool, but you're right, yeah, because it's Dan Jurgen, Dennis Cohen, and then anchor Klaus Janssen, Klaus
Yeah.
Janssen. But
So
no, you're right.
that's
That is exactly what happened. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. I don't see a Dragotta cover here. I don't know. I don't feel like that top one's a cover, but I wanted to kind of I have a little bit of a deviation here as far as where I go here because I'm really happy that Eric Canetti's getting work here, right?
yes. It's a
And
Canetti.
Canetti month. We'll get to that later. I got
Yes,
that. Got
that's
you
exactly
covered.
right. All right.
Got you covered. Got you covered. Huh?
It's weird. Not that covered.
No. But anyway, but yeah, so I think this is all really really good looking. Uh, but this was I think a commission. This was like a 2002 Eric Canetti because I just looked up Eric Canetti like Wildcats. I looked up Ladytron and this kind of popped up. Oh, so this is like a Wildcats. I don't know what this was supposed to be. I'm not sure if this might have been maybe have been in one of those like Wildstorm universe something or others. I'm not really sure,
You ever
but
see the
it says
Otley
2008.
Absolute Batman?
I don't know.
I don't know if it was. I think it was a variant cover, but it was really cool looking. I was just thinking
Um,
about that the other day. Otley,
Yeah, but I was trying to look up the Ladytron to see if this was anywhere. This is not on the app, but I love that.
wasn't there?
I love that one. I thought that was freaking great,
But
dude.
the Ladytron? Did he have a one shot? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, this was a one shot like prestige format.
Yeah, I
It was
remember.
awesome.
Yeah, she was a cool character, Alan Moore.
Yeah.
Alan Moore character
Um,
that Joe Casey like fell in love with.
and there's the Panosian variant. Very nice. That's where he's got like a little extra like little line here. It's funny. Nice.
Yeah,
Dan Panosian. So we're getting an absolute Hawkman. Okay. Sounds good to me. I'm curious on this. I thought this
maybe Mark, if you had read Absolute Evil, you would have seen Absolute Hawkman
missed it.
already. Go
Yeah,
read it.
I'm behind on all the absolutes. I know you. That's every week you yell at me to read that, so it
Yeah,
must be good
because it's pertinent. It's pertinent to this world.
to this
So
world.
to the absolute world. And it's
This
actually part of a conversation that we had that we can't finish because you haven't read it.
can I finish? Can I finish? Okay, I'm finished. Uh, I think this cover is awesome because it's just reminded me of like the Godzilla versus Destroyer like magma Godzilla, just like burning
Magma.
magma. Um, but yeah, really good. That's in Hyuk Lee, very nice. Another
He
GM
he
March.
he did a Youngblood cover.
When I saw the thumbnail post, I didn't like it, but then I like was just really looking at it, and I think it's really good. Like
No,
when
it's
when
so.
they draw Robin like so small, but I'm like, it's kind of cool looking though.
I mean, how old
Looks
was
really
Damien
good.
when he first got him? 10? Was he like 10?
Eight. I think it was eight.
Hilarious.
Scary. Here we go. So there we go. Dan Moore, Superman, Batman. Um, Well, actually, there is a cover for that, but this is not. This is a, I believe this is Torian Clark. I don't think this is Dan
All right.
Moore.
Well, I really need this book to be good
Yeah, well, it's
because
Wade. Yeah.
here's the thing about Wade, okay? And this is something that I had to focus in on because that's just who I am. During DC's history, they bring up the Crime Syndicate in like the 60s Justice League. They just mention it. And then they bring them up again for Forever Evil.
Mm,
But the Crime Syndicate I love the most is the Frank Quitely Grant Morrison. So basically, what Mark Waid says is that the Crime Syndicate always parallels the Justice League. That's always been like kind of the way.
mm,
So so Forever Evil represents the New 52 Justice League, and the 60s represents the 60s Justice League. So I'm hoping this World's Finest. It looks like the costume designs for the Grant Morrison one.
yeah.
Like that's the Grant Morrison Superman Ultraman symbol. That looks like Grant Morrison's Frank Quitely's Owlman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm hoping they kind of fit that in. And if I can get a Dan Moore cover on top of it, yes, please.
I don't know. Do you think this is Dan Moore? Let me see. I don't think so.
No, it doesn't look like him. Also, would be a horrible cover.
Yeah, it's a bad cover. It's not, it's, I don't know. But see, I wanted to know if that's,
But every other cover doesn't have the Crime Syndicate on it. It's like you guys suck.
yeah, well, I think those trading card covers do well. So I get it.
Yeah,
The
well,
Mark
Mark
Spears
Spears
trading
is
cards.
popular. I get it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, by the way. I applaud Mark Spears getting work.
Yeah, the Action Comics covers down here I want to talk about because all three covers are great. I really like I like the Sprouse, like just he's so like simple, but the silk cover is great. But this cover, okay. So I'm just like this big Junie Bob person. Like I love Junie Bob, period.
Hmm.
And also Junie Bob, the sort of crisis events that guy has a podcast I call it Ink X Scribes, I believe it is, and he had a video conference with Junie Bollock talking about all his work over the last few years. But I looked up this. I just don't, and so they have like flu fighters here. So I looked up this date just to see how close, if they see if Foo Fighters actually played in August 13, 1995. So they did play in New York, Foo Fighters, so, but to me, like, well, that's Smallville. Yeah, say is it Smallville or it doesn't matter. Who cares? I just think it's funny that there is an actual August 13th Foo Fighters date
I
in
don't think
1995.
I don't think I saw them till 97.
Look, they played the Troc on August
97,
15th.
97 they played. Yeah, it's funny. I didn't see them
Did
then.
Brian go to that August 15th show?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that was
I don't know.
probably the
I know we
95.
yeah, that was the original. That's the self-titled album.
Yeah,
I don't think I saw it until the color and the shape,
but
which
just like
had
this.
Supergrass opening, which was like a phenomenal show.
Oh
Supergrass
wow,
was so good.
just this cover's so fucking good, dude. I love this person. This Judy Buzz freaking amazing. Like, look at that CDR, like the half fade, like I don't know. That's just so fucking cool. That's so fucking good. I fell off that book. I mean, again, I fell off of everything. So I'm exhausted. Here's number four, probably a year later. I didn't want to look up the dates. I don't really care because guess what? Look at that fucking book. Look
Yeah.
at that, dude. Jesus Christ. And then this is like the noir cover, and I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, I need like a really nice like hardcover of this fucking book. Like
Well, DC usually delivers. They're probably the
sometimes. They to me they fucked up the Mark Silvestri book. I don't think that has a good like deluxe edition or anything. I don't think it's I don't know. I feel like
no.
they fucked that book up. Should have been an absolute or something like that. I didn't cover it here just because we're running through solicits, but they put out like almost 5-page previews of every single book of this. I do feel like this is rolling out a little too fast. But all the art looks fucking amazing in it. Like this guy, Stepan Morion, the Bleeding Hearts guy, looks fucking great. I think that Jacob Phillips is doing something a little bit different. Some variant covers popped up there. There's a Sean Phillips variant for Brutal Dark. The Steve Pugh stuff looks fucking nuts. So
Pew pew.
yeah, I don't know. We'll cover that, I'm sure, when they first come out. But like, I don't know. I kind of like the bullet there. I like that they still kind of kept that the like the color fade on the side. I think that looks good. I think the design looks good. So I hope they do really well. I mean, I do think it's a bad. I just think it's just a straight up bad idea to kind of hitch in your wagon to that Tinian like sequel of a book that's like fine. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but I get it. I get they're trying to pull his people over. So that's fine. Here's your uh here's your stuff. Here you
Yes.
go.
All right, let me focus on this stuff for a
That's a
second.
shirt that you wore
Right,
when
that
I
first
saw you, I
one.
think.
That's right. I have that Superman shirt, Neil Adams,
And
Cigar Supervillain. That's awesome.
they're
That's
keeping the Christopher Chance in there, so at least they're not cropping it. I feel like sometimes they do, so they're just a full facsimile with the first Christopher Chance.
yeah. If it's a facsimile, it's got to be a facsimile. You have
Yeah.
it's got to be complete cover to cover, advertisements, everything. So it's Action Comics 419, right? Yeah, 419. I think Secret Origin Supervillain. That's Treasury size, right?
Yeah, that's like DC LC. You know, like it's a weird number. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Superman 423. Amazing. Like whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow is one of my favorite Superman stories of all time. I got a very important story in my life dealing with that comic. You know why it's important to me. So to get that as a facsimile edition, as a foil cover, to me, it's super important to me. I love it. I was just telling Mark earlier that when Alan Moore took over Rob Liefeld Supreme, Kurt Swan was supposed to draw it. And when I had initially heard that, I just assumed that Kurt Swan was going to do the retro stories. But like Liefeld said, well, he had died drawing issue 41 of Supreme, the first issue.
Mhm.
And I said, wait a minute, there's only like one panel that's a flashback in that issue. Was he going to draw the whole thing? Were we going to get Kurt Swan just taking over Supreme outright? And I think the
Right.
answer is yeah. I think that's what we were going to get. So
Mhm.
now I'm like, well, what? He literally died while drawing that comic,
At the
which
drawing table.
also, it's possible. But I'm like that issue is amazing because that's the supremacy, that's the whole introduction of the whole Alan Moore world, the Supremes from that have all been vanished over time.
Mhm.
Sister Supreme, Lion Supreme, 60s Supreme.
Supreme, Supreme.
Yeah. I'm like that's a new holy grail. Like, what did he have done of that book when he passed?
Yeah, there's probably some Gil Kane artwork too, right? Didn't Gil Kane, when he passed, when he
Gil
was drawing
Kane
stuff?
was drawing a Mighty Man story for Eric Larson.
Hmm.
So that would have been awesome as well. Yeah, is that same? These two phenomenal Bronze Age artists, Silver Age, Bronze Age
Silver Age.
artists, both
Yeah.
died while doing books that I actually love and care about. That kills me. That bugs me a lot.
Well, I think like that's the thing is that unfortunately the way that the marketplace works is that they're shuffled out, right? Like I mean that Kurt Swan style after this it's over. Like no one to me, on the opposite spectrum of Kurt Swan. I feel Superman is not a bigger character because they were too beholden to that style. That like shoot, who's the other guy? Who was the other like Kurt before Kurt Swan? It was I don't
Like
know, it was
like like real early, like with the Wayne Boring stuff, or
yeah. So the Wayne Boring the Wayne Boring Kurt Swan, like they held on to that so much that they actually compromised Kirby's run, in my opinion. Like they just like because they had people Al Plastino drawing over shit, Murphy Anderson drawing over Kirby's
yeah, it's
fucking
gross.
faces. Stupid. For what? For licensing? I think it's okay. I think you're fine. You know what I mean? If anything, like think about the licensing of like 1989. Think about how many different
But
Batman licensed
what's
shirts we had in
interesting is
1989.
Superman comics never did not sell well. They've always sold well. So keeping Kurt Swan on it for this long, it still worked for Superman.
Right, but
The stories,
how many issues like but how synonymous is like Neil Adams drawing Superman? There's Neil Adams right there. But like Neil Adams covers like sold a bunch of shit. It had to have made them sell more. And he only did what, like one or two issues of Superman? Like he did a couple issues of Brave and the Bold with
right, right. Yeah, he
for the
never,
most part, his Batman stuff, and then he changed Batman. Like just straight up changed Batman. Took a shirt
right.
off, hot Batman, fucking Batman. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they
Like,
didn't, they didn't do that to Superman until John Byrne,
yeah.
which is
Right.
weird. Which is weird to think about. They never like
You went to 86. You went to fucking
they
1986.
they updated Superman with like, oh, he works at a newsroom now. It's like, oh, that's all right.
I'm notoriously and have been since I've known you, I've been anti Man of Steel. I don't want him playing football. I don't want him.
Right,
To
right.
me, I'm too Donnered in. I'm
No,
too
I
Richard
I
Donnered
feel
in.
like I feel like the better alternative, and this is so crazy, would have been John Byrne comes in and doesn't reboot Superman, just refreshes him. Because then you got John Byrne to be able to draw all the Silver Age stuff. He instead of recreate a boring Bizarro, you got an awesome old Bizarro. And John Byrne didn't want to reboot Superman. That wasn't him. I think that was more like
Mm.
a could have been a Wolfman move actually,
It was an edict. Yeah, I think it was an edict for like I think that. But see,
because
it worked.
Alan Moore didn't want to reboot it either. Because that was the thing. DC had Alan Moore and John Byrne both wanting to do Superman. And neither one of them wanted to reboot. And Alan Moore, especially, like when he pitched Twilight of the Superheroes, he has a whole diatribe about why they shouldn't reboot it.
Mm,
But I also love during Twilight of the Superheroes, the infamous Alan Moore pitch. He lambasted Crisis some. He's like, oh yeah, it was okay. Had some problems. Like he just starts picking apart Crisis, the biggest event. This is probably why he didn't get hired for the job. Because as he's pitching the new series, he's shitting on the old series.
right, right.
Just funny.
Yeah, it's.
So back to the facsimiles. That's cool. Detective Comics.
I feel like that
Year
didn't
two,
they
part
do that for
one.
Batman Day? I thought they did that for Batman Day this year. I
They
was
did, I think.
so they did like a version of that, but they had the cover of a full circle on it, you know, which is weird. But you don't. I don't know. I understand. I don't know. And also, they did list, I think, on a couple of these. There is a. I feel like there is another artist. I don't know if I listed it. Yeah, variant covers by Frank Miller and Jim Lee for Dark Knight Returns facsimile. They don't even list the cover on that. Foil variant cover by Frank Miller. So what? It's just going to be the Lightning. That actually might look pretty good on a foil, to be honest with you. Like it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
looks good. But I don't know what that means. Variant covers by well,
Also,
like
we
is
don't
there a Jim
know.
Lee variant cover or did Jim
We
Lee
also
do
don't
a
know.
variant cover for
Like when it
something
comes to
before?
this and it comes to Killing Joke, are they printing these like a regular bound comic, or are they doing it like a square bound comic?
Don't know yet. Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't think that the price point is saying they're doing it that way because everything else. So if these are 3.99,
Yeah.
right, and everything a regular comic is 3.99 to 4.99, and if you're doing a square bound, it should be almost like 7.99. I don't think I listed what this price was. 6.99. So this is I don't even think that's a square bound. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I don't know. All right.
Anyway, let's go back here. Here we go. Mad Love, same thing. Like, is Mad Love going to be
Right. Like the square
square bound?
bound? Like, yeah.
This is not if it's 4.99 regular 48 pages, it doesn't have the binding in it, in my opinion. I don't think it does, which
No.
is wrong. I like my
Which makes it not a
copy.
facsimile edition.
I like my copy of Dark Knight Returns because I have the slipcase hardcovers, which are facsimile editions, but have the hardcovers. Same thing with the Watchmen. I have the Watchmen box set with the 12 slightly larger um every issues, a little bit larger. I don't think it has the ads though. Well, I don't think there's many ads in Watchmen, if any. I don't know.
No, there's not any ads to Watchmen.
No. Um, I feel like they put these out every year or two. The thing that bothers me, I think I jump back to it. Um, I think this is a pretty fun omnibus. This was my first experience with Animal Man. I didn't read the Martian stuff till later. I think
Okay.
this was my first issue of Animal Man, actually, which had Steve Dillon artwork. And when I met Steve Dillon in New York, I want to say, I'm trying to remember. I think I met him at the New York, the one con where I got a bunch of sketches, the Dynamic
Right.
Forces one. I think it went with Bill Grover. Um, But and I talked to him about it. I was like, "Oh, my first experience." He's like, "I hate animals. I hate drawing animals." It's like he was like, I was like, "Dude, you work on Animal Man," and it's a really run that I really like.
Yeah.
But it's weird that they list maybe after 50. I'm trying to remember the run I really liked where I think he gets hit by a car and then he puts himself back together over, and it was Steve Pugh. It was the first time I saw Steve Pugh, and it was just like, so I don't think that's even in here. So that means they're going to do another omnibus. That seems kind of crazy. $100, 70, 20. The pricing on these are a little strange. Yeah, this was my first issue of Animal Man. Yeah, that's right. This deluxe edition. I hope that's not the cover. I guess it is because it's like it just seems like they slapped it in. They slapped that in. Like it's the same cover. You
Yeah.
know. I feel like that there's other artwork for this. There's
They should like, I don't know, maybe fix up the promotional artwork or something.
well that's the thing is like this was
There
a
we go.
famous, but then I saw this on Reddit. Like I don't think I ever saw that. Did you ever see that?
That looks no, it looks better. And I don't dislike the other one, but that looks awesome.
Yeah, but having the mouth out's interesting too. Like, but see
Oh yeah.
that cover is like that head,
See, that
and
should
then
be
he
the
has the
cover.
crosses. This should
That
be the
should,
cover.
yes. Yeah, something
But
original,
see,
something different.
but I found this was a variant for Sword of Azrael a couple years ago, and I dislike the coloring on that. It's so rough. And I like the back cover. of it. But the coloring
Right.
on this, it's like this art, like it's who did the coloring on this? It said Tamu Mori, who I like, but like it's like I feel like when there's nothing, they have to make stuff. I mean, it's their job as a colorist to flourish it out, right? So, but
Yeah.
there's your main. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
this should be. I feel like this should have been the cover
Yes.
versus that.
Rather than that. That's a
Well,
great cover.
Batman sells. Batman's gonna fucking
Batman
sell.
does so.
Also, kind of crazy that like you have,
Ah, it's
but
weird. Look at
this
this.
was never in. What's so weird about this is Nolan inked it, right? But
Yeah.
like this was never. This was in what? This was in like Wizard. Like, why do we know this so well? To the point where McFarlane made a statue of it. Like, how do we know this? This was not in the actual book. Was this just in trades and direct currents? Remember direct currents, or was it in
I do.
ads? I
I
don't
guess.
know. It's in our fucking brain. It's in our fucking brain. But they do put in here that they're putting, a trove of preliminary designs, art pages, other extras. So hopefully we'll get this again. I never saw this. I was just trying to look this up and then I found this on Reddit. I'm like, oh shit. So that's fun. I like that. But even just looking at that, the design differences between
Yeah, the crosses.
like did they photocopy? Like is that a photocopy and then or no one's like, I'll just do what I want. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
true.
not,
Well, did
because then that head's in a different spot.
they took off his leg belt,
Dude,
but you need a
so
good leg
listen,
belt.
Nolan
Yeah.
fucking lettered it. You see that? Like Nolan, that's Nolan's lettering. So that's crazy. Like, what's that for? It's so crazy, dude. It's crazy that Nolan went in and inked it. Probably whatever next sketch. I feel like I've seen the next sketch. I feel like I've seen this as that in pencil before. I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot of talk about this fucking
A
thing.
lot of yeah.
Um, they're getting every bit of Magnolia that they can for free. I like these being in all this stuff. I also like that they're pulling the annuals now. I started collecting those annuals in dollar bins.
They're
All
great.
those annuals are pretty good. Like
They
all of
are
them are
really
pretty
good.
good.
Yeah.
Even the Legends of the Dead Earth are pretty good too. Um, which is basically Elseworlds also.
It's an Elseworlds as well.
You know. So, but here I'm trying to think what I read. I never read. I don't think I ever read Cal. At Earth's End I like a lot. At Earth's End is a sequel. That's the Frank Gomez art. Frank Gomez, who barely drew a lot of stuff, but I ended up getting this yesterday at $1. It's a
Ah,
dollar.
it's
But
a
just because
dollar.
I felt like the Alex Royal cover rules. And but this has Frank Gomez art at the top, and Frank Gomez art is just insane. It's just
Yeah.
insane. And he drew the Commandy at Earth's End miniseries with like super like bearded
Yeah, huge,
uh
bulky,
Commandi,
ridiculous Superman.
and then he
Superman,
gets
yeah.
the big guns, and then the At Earth's End is like Superman out there. It's a sequel to that mini. It's so crazy. That's just so it's so weird. I always thought it was the other way around in my brain, but not.
That's
Very,
not,
very
yeah,
fun.
no.
But they had Ever Earth's End in here, but they don't have that mini series. You probably could just throw it in, but I don't know, whatever. But look, this is, I guess it's about right pricing wise. If it's $100, well, those are for the omnibus for 720 pages, 15 for 1,200 pages, 150. It's a little should be a buck 25. Why did so this? I'm gonna have a little logo rant here. Okay, first off, I dislike, I dislike, and I think they're gonna do. Maybe they won't do it in here, but the way that the DC does these typically is that they'll put in the order you're supposed to read it. That's why they're having what the DC Finest Crisis is what 2 volumes, 3 volumes, four
Right.
volumes. Even Zero Hours, like no, the 0 hour one they're doing is just like I don't care about damage. I don't care. Like they're just like they're throwaway. Even Crisis to a certain point. Like I think it's impossible to read Crisis the way they plop them in there. You're gonna have a Warlord, 2 issues of Warlord in the middle of this. Like it's not gonna make any fucking sense. Like, and also I dislike this cover. I never liked Legends. I never thought it was that good, and I was always a little upset
That's
that like
because it was rushed. Everything was rushed. We almost got a Crisis sequel by Wolfman and Perez. That
yeah,
was
I did hear
like
about that recently. Yeah,
so weird. And
yeah,
this is the best thing they came up with.
yeah. But I was. It's funny that I worked at a comic store and I never liked that it was like I was like, is it based on that? And the guy asked Dan, and he's like, no, and I'm like. I guess that's better, but to me it's like synonymous.
Right,
But
because
like
everyone the name of the store Mark worked at was called Legends.
yeah, but like look, so that's the original logo.
Right,
Good.
which is good.
That was the trade logo. That
Not
that was
bad.
the
It's
trade we used
good.
to carry. It was
It's solid.
fine. It's not as good as that. I think that's
No.
better than that. But this one sucks. I hate that. I hate that fucking logo. That's like that logo is a fucking like that's an AI logo. That's like
Yeah.
make
You
me
you
a
literally could have
logo.
taken that first logo and just put an omnibus where the L connects with the bottom of the S.
Right there.
Like right there.
Right there.
Omnibus.
Osterwing Kessel, you know. You watched it. I think because I know you do because I think you just watched one of the videos that he put out, but like the Strange Brain Parts put out something this week where it's just a bunch of random reviews. He talks about an Ostrander reread. He's doing like a major Ostrander reread. So, this, if I mathed it, my calculator now, it's in my bag still, I think. I feel like if it's 12 issues, 12, 20, 240, they're 20 pages, 20. I hope it doesn't say anything here, but I don't think any of these are double sized. 352 pages, $35 is a little high. However, that seems like a lot of extra pages, no?
It seems like a lot of extra pages. You're correct.
I hope it doesn't
352?
say anything. I
Because
really
what?
hope I get a bunch of fucking like stuff in here, man. I need sketchbooks. I need some art in here.
If
I
you
need
if you
some
go what 12 issues times 20 pages an issue, that's what 240 pages of comic.
yeah, 240 times
So
12
roughly
then 252.
covers
So you
252.
have an extra 100 pages. I'm very confused on this. And maybe if they do all the variants, but there's only one variant per, right? So
Right.
that's what 252, that's 264. It's still an
Could
extra
be
80, 90 pages.
listen process. It could be just a lot of process stuff.
I hope so. I just I feel like this person, I feel like Hayden Sherman, and I saw something yesterday when I first looked at it. I thought it was someone else, and I'm like, like it felt a little bit like Quietly, like when I saw I see different shades of stuff, Quietly and Quietly, and
Quietly, very quietly.
quite frankly, and yeah, and I feel like it's like J.H. Williams there. It's like in lieu of. Okay, now little rant time here, a little rant time. Okay. Dead Man, really weird. I started doing a post a couple years ago because I had the Strange Adventures 206. Now, when Neil Adams came back to DC and they gave him a bunch of absolutes and shit a couple years ago,
Right.
he went back and redrew an issue that Bob Oxner inked, and he fucking hated it. And on different reprints, not the reprints they did in the 80s, but he drew it and then had his weirdo coloring on it. So let me see. I think I have it here. So this is the as printed. And this is what's on the DC app, by the way. This is from the DC app. So the DC app still has the original, I guess, scan. I think that's really crazy that they just put a scan on the DC app. All right.
Hmm.
No, this is on the DC app. This was in print. That's on the DC app, so you can see it's recolored.
Yeah.
So I'll drop in. So I don't have it here, unfortunately, for Rob to see, but there is an extra version that Neil Adams drew, and whenever they did like another reprint of the Dead Man Heart, the trades, I think in 2011, he went back and redrew this issue for like I think they did a Dead Man like slipcase deluxe cover. I had it and I ended up selling it during COVID. Made a lot of money on that. But he like I just think it's so weird. It's like the opposite of the Jose Villarrubia when he goes back and like recolors like the stuff that they've reprinted recently
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
just
He
color.
but he's trying to make it
It's
look original.
unnecessary. Yeah, like this, like that is more atmospheric than that. I think that looks worse. 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 I don't know.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
looks worse. Anyway, kaboom. Um, all right, Titan. Titan. There's your Conan 29 De La Tour cover. They're doing the same storyline, which is kind of crazy. Every time Doug Braithwaite comes in, they're taking different periods. And they're doing the specific period of time. So it's like it's so crazy. Like every couple issues of Conan, it drops into a different time in his life. So I find it really interesting. Like when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, this is picking up on the last one. So every time a Doug Braithwaite comes in, like you could probably do a hardcover, and they won't do this, but you probably could do a hardcover of all the stuff, including stuff that went into his own Savage Sword stories. Like so, every time Doug Braithwaite is drawn, he's drawing this continuity of a younger Conan. Crazy. Really, really fun. Um, yeah, again, I had to dig around. The Alex Horley variant for this is on Bleeding Cool, but wasn't on the regular. So, but the other one, the Neil Adams cover I don't like. So I'm definitely getting the Horley cover on that. Then they have a foil trade, $20 though. See, to me, the value comes out of it when I see that. For you, it's I don't think the DC upcharge for the foils are that much though. They're what, $5 more
I mean, for the
usually?
comics, they're like two or three, but for the treasury size, it's a couple bucks more.
Yeah, I don't think it's more than this is $10. you know. And I feel like the foil trades that they do, the foil trade dress, they don't have the logo, and I like the logo. I
Oh
like
yeah,
that logo. Here's your Marvel solicitations. I skimmed through. I was looking at preview pages for the Godzilla, the end of that series. I stopped reading that series. I'm just going to wait. I'll read that all together. But I do like that there's a through line because I believe at the end of that he turns into Null shows up at the end of the Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe, right? So
right.
Jerry Duggan's just going to do this like long Godzilla story over a bunch of miniseries. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
That's,
that's
that's
fun.
pretty fun. I like that. I like that Godzilla. Looks real good.
We enjoy
Um,
it. We enjoy reading Godzilla.
they're doing. You got to do Mark Spector again. We already talked about this. I think this is what Legacy. They don't give you the Legacy number here. They will when it comes out, but it's like, what the fuck number is this? I don't even want to know what. I don't even want to know what volume this is. I don't even want to know. It's gotta be like volume 10 or something at this point. I understand you have to teach, but it's still the same. It's still the same. It's still the same story.
Yeah,
It's a Jed McKay story he's been doing for about 5 years now. Like you're doing it again. It's
it's
exhausting.
it's
Marvel is
exhausting, but it
exhausting.
might be the only way to sell the book.
Marvel is exhausting. Um, I love this. This got, I think Walt sent this to the group this week.
Yeah,
Um,
we just love Eric Larson variants. His
I think
covers
it's
for
funny
Marvel,
that I guess the cover he did that when we first saw it, the cover he did for the Spider-Man Wolverine, he
right?
redid it on his own Facebook and then they just adopted it. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Yes,
It
yeah,
was better.
which is great.
So here I feel like he has carte blanche because the Hulk one was like that too. The Hulk one is it's him up and down, him doing the fade and the uh like all the etching and the folds and just fucking awesome. That's super good. This is it's Ian Churchill cover. I guess they're gonna paste in him reading something here. They're gonna paste in him reading a cable book or whatever. They just
Maybe
didn't do it for
that's a.
the come
I dig
on.
I dig Churchill covers. I dig Churchill drawn cable.
Yeah. Panosian doing two covers. They're double shipping the Wolverine. Got to get that money.
This
Got
is
to give me
wait a
that
minute. Go
money.
back. Is this go back one more? Is this post? What's that? So that's like New Mutants 87.
Mhm.
So is this post?
No, that's Alpha Flight number
Oh, right,
12 or
right.
something. I think 12. Well, targets.
That's right. Is this post that new Age of X
Yeah, Age of
Revelation?
Revelation ends and then it goes into shadows tomorrow because I still think they're doing a slight time jump when they come back. So they do time jump 10 years for Age of Revelation, which is a
Right,
future storyline that's not exactly
right.
may or may that'll never happen, right?
It'll never happen.
So
Correct.
it'll jump back to this, which I think that when they jump back to this, they're kind of doing the Marvel or the DC when they went back. I saw them yesterday when
One
I
like
was
1 year later.
1 year later, yeah.
Yeah. So this
And
is
then
like so they jump 10 years in the future, but then they jump back nine.
sure, maybe they jump back like 6, 7. Maybe they jump back six,
Six.
seven,
Stop.
6 or 7.
And
There's
you've never had you haven't had to deal with that, have you?
no, no, but something happened yesterday where we were watching me and Sophia were watching the All Her Fault on the Peacocks on the Cox,
Yeah.
and someone says, I don't know, it's around 6 or 7. I was like, oh, 6, 7, I did this.
Yeah.
And I only know it from South Park. And Sophia's like, how do you know that? How do you know? She starts yelling at me. I was like, I'm allowed to know that. It's okay.
We
And I don't even know what I have
your
no
old
idea what it
Gmail
means.
was like pop culture junkie. That was like your thing.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, look at me, I'm Mark. I'm the pop culture junkie.
Yeah. What a
Yeah,
fucking
but
dork.
no, I had teenage daughter, so I've been hearing it since like
Dork.
May.
Oh, really? Wow. It's
Yeah.
been around that long?
Yes. If
Wow.
not longer. Yeah.
But I saw a clip
Because
this
in
week
particularly,
where
it got real big on June 7th. June 7th, it went nuts. Everyone's like, oh, 6, 7, 6, 7. It
uh
was like ridiculous.
but
I
someone
was,
posted a Shakespeare, all the 6, 7 Shakespeare references. Dude, there's like
uh,
30 of them
there's real
where he
biblical. South Park references stuff in the Bible that's real.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
you can
Yeah, they
just
have
find
Peter
stuff.
Thiel reading Bible verses. So,
Oh, it's so funny, dude. South Park. So smart
yeah.
this season.
Yeah, so this is my ongoing love affair with Luciano Vecchio. I don't even know if I've ever read any like sequentials. I just think the covers are fucking dope. So
I gotta
good.
see, where did he start? I feel like he did stuff with. I think I mentioned this. I feel like he did stuff with Rick Bernatovich, but I'm not positive. I gotta literally look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
Look it
We gotta
up.
look it up. There's your daughterman. He's such a good job with the like the different coloring and the fading and everything here. I would like him to
Yeah.
go back to sequentials though. I really liked his sequentials on Thor, but I'll take it. This is I want to say it's not I forget the guy's name. Martin Kokolo. I just thought this cover was really cool
No,
looking.
that is a good cover.
I'll take it.
Marvel doing a better job this month with their covers.
Yeah, this cover is
At
like
least the ones you've
crazy.
chosen,
Yeah, yeah. I
which is
just picked the
probably why you
ones.
chose them.
But see, that's the thing is like the creative teams are just like flat on this. This is very strange foreshortening on the arm here. Like, but I don't care. Like, I'm just waiting. I don't know when this book's going to be over. I mean,
I'm
it's so
surprised. I'm
weird.
surprised
Like,
it's still going.
I just to me, it's like it. I feel like it should have been more precious, and they should have not had any fill-ins. I like Sandoval quite a bit, but I just feel that if you're going to do this, just like, is it that hard to just not publish it for a certain period of time? Like, what do you think he can do per year? Nine? He can do 9 issues a year, maybe. That sounds
I
about
think
right.
you could. Yeah.
So you just, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the end game for this book is.
You know,
What
here's the thing. Like, what did he plan coming into this book? Did he go, all right, I have 6 issues for sure. I got 9 issues, probably. I got 12 issues if I need to be.
Mhm.
Is he planning past 12? Does he think, like, this is my ongoing series? And with me, Car Andrew, Spider Man, Wolverine, that's enough to keep it going? Or did he enter into this thinking I'm going to get canceled? So he's always like, if he had known it was only going to last 12 issues, then he could have wrote a 12-issue story and had Car Andrews draw everything.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
So it's the problem with Marvel is you don't know. Like everyone's looking for a hit. Everyone's looking for a book that continues. Amazing Spider-Man's going to continue. Hulk's continuing, although they both got rebooted. But like they're not ending.
Hmm. Right. Yeah, I can't really figure it out. And I also can't figure out like what's going on even on in this picture because I don't even know. I mean, I know who the main guards are, and also the coloring isn't. I like the coloring and the gradients here, but if you're gonna draw I think like that's in the wrong spot. I feel like his signatures, and I would call him up. It's like you got the signature wrong spot, or at least color it differently. I can't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, it just looks like a tear in Wolverine's costume. Correct.
Yeah, no good. Um, yeah, give me all the Hulks, man. Give me all the
No,
Hulks. I
I
can't
love
wait for
this.
this book. I think this book's gonna be dope. I think this book's gonna be really good. I like
Incredible Hulk has been
Joe
so
Fix it
good. I
again.
love
Forced
Joker.
reboot. Forced reboot.
Right.
Got to get that number one. Got to give it
It's the
to me.
only reason. Totally unnecessary.
Give me that
But
number one.
I
But
think
yeah,
it comes to a
if
point,
I want
Mark.
Hulk fighting Hulk in his brain, fine, sold, sold. Which I guess is that was a Mantlo. Like I know David gets a lot of like juice from it, but I feel like
Right.
that was the Mantlo like Sal and Mike Mignola like books, that little run.
Do you ever think to yourself, Milligan and I, back when he was my helper, I'm a UPS driver, and Milligan works inside, but at Christmas he used to ride along with me and be my helper. And we came up with this 20 comic plan for Marvel and DC. We're like, wouldn't it be best if both companies just said we can only do 20 comics? Now you can make the comics bi-weekly or you can make them extras big to have a backup story. But and we literally came up with 20 books for each comic company. And I'm like, this would ruin the industry, but like fans would love it. Because if you only had 20 comics each, roughly 5 books a week, you could make those books like the best books ever. Have the best teams on them. You could make something really awesome,
Mhm.
and it literally works out. Like there's both companies have 20 really good books,
Right.
but instead we get like 60 books that you don't care about 40 of them.
Yeah, that's right. But I think there's certain guys that would never grow up into something like you said, like Vecchio started somewhere, and then like
So
same thing with like
that's why you
Russell.
have the backups.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
You
So you're
make
saying
you
you're saying go back to like Detective Comics. Detective Comics is an 8-page backup. Action Comics hasn't has.
there's a reason comics worked for 100 years, 80 years, 70 years before this modern era of just constant refreshing.
Mhm.
Comics worked. Why did they work? I know it's a different world and I know you need to keep people's attention, but like at the same time, I don't know, if you just give people less is more. You know what I mean? Why are people focusing on the absolute books? Because less is more. People focusing on the ultimate books because less is more. So why wouldn't you just do that to the entire universe? Less is more.
Because you got to
Uh,
get, I don't know. I feel like it's all
oh
slot.
no,
I
I
feel
know
like,
why.
yeah,
Capitalism. I
I feel
get
like
it.
it's all math and slots. Like,
Oh yeah, financially I'm wrong.
yeah.
Creatively I'm right.
But see, to me, like the expansion of the absolute universe, like Absolute Flash, I dropped. I got to two issues, three issues. Don't care. Absolute Green Lantern, I got through one issue. Um, Manhunter's an anomaly. Manhunter's a Vertigo book. That's an anomaly. That's its own separate thing. But it's those top three. It's the Trinity on that. That's it. Like for the most part, like that's the top of that. So nothing else besides that is really, really pushed. Same thing with, I feel like even with like Ultimate, Ultimate Spidey, um, Ultimates,
Which
and
feels
then
late.
I stopped reading it.
No.
I'm gonna get back to it. You know why? Because the second they announce it's over, I lost all interest in it. I lost all
Yeah.
because I
That
thought
was
they
a
were building towards something else because they had that one shot where they're like a year later, and then they had like that Nick Fury one shot. Basically, it was a Nick Fury one shot, and I was like, oh, okay, it's Ultimate Nick Fury. It's a new Ultimate Nick Fury.
right.
Closer to Nick Fury because there is no Nick Fury right now. So Nick Fury Jr. like it's not relevant now. So Joe Mad.
Joe Mad, homaging himself.
So if you have a choice, you have your $5, $6, whatever the hell this costs, right? What are you buying? What are you doing?
I mean, I like the Art Adams cover better.
I think I
But
do too. Like, but you know why? Because I feel like this isn't done. I feel like this is. I feel like it's the Luca Lullaby, whatever that guy is, Luca Lullaby, whatever.
he
It's like Joe Mad, like it's
he
Joe
has been
Mad,
looking at
like
his work. He loves him. I mean, that dude worked for Joe Mad. That's where he
sure,
started.
right, but like
Is this a case of Jim Lee looking at J. Scott Campbell too much?
that's exactly right. Exactly, exactly. Rod Adams is king, still going, still
He's still
doing it.
king.
Okay, who is this for? Who is this for? How old are Planet of the Apes people? 70? People that like Planet of the Apes are how old? They're John Suntress, right? They're
They are John
68 years old.
Sutchers.
It's John
So
Suntress.
it's
That's it.
Liefeld. It's no, it's anyone who grew up
I
in
think
the
it's Liefeld.
70s.
It's like it's Liefeld's about to be out of that though. Like you know what I mean? He's a little younger than that. So I mean, he's got it,
No, but he's
but
upset. No, he was
what the
obsessed with
fuck
planets.
is this, dude?
He watched the cartoon and the TV series in the 70s. I know.
I never could do it. I tried it. I never could do it. And it was right past the first one. First one's fine, and then right past the first
The
one
first one's
is
great.
eh,
When you ignore
yeah.
the obvious. Like, you know what's funny is spoilers, everyone. The
Spoilers on
fact
a
that
movie that's 50 years old.
he's surprised he's on Earth is amazing because it's like you're walking around, all the foliage is Earth, all the animals are Earth. The moon is our moon. Like nothing's different. Like there's nothing that denotes that he was ever on an alien planet.
Hmm. Yeah, but I just think it seems different, so
I mean, it's a
I
great
get it.
ending.
It
It's a great
works.
ending. Yeah, no, it surprised me the first time I watched it when I was a kid. Oh no, I got spoiled by Spaceballs. Spaceballs
Correct.
spoiled Planet of the Apes for me.
That's right. I had to go backwards. I didn't get it. Yeah, it had to be explained the joke and then so I never could get the actual I'm trying to make sure my cat doesn't step on anything. So don't step on anything. But I just don't know. And again, you're gonna do I don't I, you're gonna do Andrew DeVito. That's the bo no offense. Like it's
Mark, this is
it,
a boring comic. It's got a Greg Land cover. Perfect looking for what he wants to do. Actually, I don't like that, so. Um, yeah, whatever. I want to
it's
like Greg Land. He was really nice when I used to talk to him back during his cross-gen days.
I yeah, I think he just got too like listen, I think he got too obsessed with like the way he was processing it. I like Greg Land when he was starting, when he
Birds of Prey.
just started. Yeah, exactly.
His Birds of Prey stuff is fun, and he's not
Because he's
staring
not
at.
tracing. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not screen capping and tracing stuff. So there was, and also it worked. Well, he worked, I guess, when he did what? He worked on, or is that no? I'm thinking of Salvador LaRocca when LaRocca did like almost like the photo style, and then when he did Darth Vader, give him robots
yeah.
and give him Darth Vader. Like that's fine. Like that worked for him. Same thing with a bit with Diodato when Diodato did some Star Wars stuff. I'm like, yeah, just draw Darth Vader. Like that's okay. Um, what I do like about the way they did this, the first Captain America Grunwald is that they popped in other writers, so they didn't skip around. They didn't like Grunwald, Grunwald, Grunwald. Like they kind of pushed it through. But
Good.
here they have a pretty good list. I don't think I put the list on there. My bad. But they have like a bunch of because it does go into a couple other comics, and I think that's pretty fun. This is my favorite
Chichester.
era right here.
Chichester. Oh yeah, I love that stuff.
You know what? Probably this is probably when it was. This was the one comic that my dad subscribed for me. I got this in the mail through Cap Wolf. Like I got the Rick Levins. Because once it went to Rick Levins, I was like, I didn't like it at first, but I like Rick Levins later.
I always say this, but it was like the Jim Lee cap and Uncanny X-Men 268 and the McFarlane cap and Amazing Spider-Man 323. I'm just like, I love Captain, and his constant appearances in What Ifs. I'm like, I love Captain America, and
Mhm.
that's what made me buy this book. And I remember thinking, I wish this book was better. And then like Ron Lim would come on, and all of a sudden it did look better. Not,
Yeah, Streets of Poison is where I started reading it. That was my regular. That
yeah,
was my regular. And then having Diamondback, and then I had the War and Remembrance trade. I had the John Byrne trade, the John Byrne Roger Stern,
it
which
was
is
so
which is
well
so
because he had
good.
his Crossbones, which is basically his Venom. He had his Diamondback, which is basically his Black Cat.
Right.
It was just really, it was really flowing at that point.
Yeah, it was real good. Very
Yeah,
good. Cap Wolf,
I don't hate Cap Wolf.
no. This kind of falls into this is an image listation, so we pop a little bit of news in here, but we're both pretty big Andrew McLean um, fans. We from Headlopper time.
Yeah,
I like that this is an homage cover. I'm not even sure. I guess this is from, was that a Double Dragon cover? I'm trying to remember exactly what it is.
I
It's
feel like that's what it is. I
yeah,
definitely remember it and
yeah.
not loving it back then.
Yeah, but this is Alex Zurich, who I follow on Instagram, and he does these
Yes.
almost like blacklight covers. So him doing like interiors is like, oh my God. And he
Is
did,
this
what was the
Space
book he
Planet?
did? Yeah, I forget. Is that what was called? That or
Something maybe. Something
yeah,
space something. Space Flight or Space Fight or Space Planet. I
yeah.
don't know.
But
It's
this
really
is
fun
similar to
looking.
that. Yeah, but this just looks crazy. This looks so crazy good. And this character here is an actual. So there's your Andrew McLean. The Andrew McLean stuff that started when I first looked at it, it looked like that Cal Arts. It looked like that the like the Steven Universe style mixed with like Magnolia.
Right.
So it was really really good. And but to me, and I met him, and what was kind of fun about it is that I drew something, and I met him at a brewery. They had a convention in a brewery in Chester, PA, and it was a
Chichester? Was it DG
Chichester,
Chichester?
TG Chichester, PA.
PA?
But it was a punk rock flea market, but he was going to be there, and so he was there, and I brought my headlopper trade to sign, and he drew like a little sketch in it, and
Was it of a
but
head that was lopped?
I showed him. I think he drew Agatha. He drew the Agatha head. But I showed him something that I did on my Instagram, and it got to him somehow. I forget exactly like when I'm in one of my art Instagrams. Like, oh, I've seen this, and he talks to me. He's like, this other one. He talked about something else I drew, so that was pretty fun. Yeah, you can actually buy the Agatha head puppet. It's pretty scary. But he does a lot of stuff. Like he's in that toy marketplace a little bit. So when I saw the Thunderfang, I was like, oh, I've seen that character before. This was a character he had on T-shirts, and he has a website called, is it Death Fight Forever? Laser Wolf Attack. So this Thunderfang character is on a lot of merchandise that he's had over the years. It'd be fun to get a blacklight poster for that. That's really fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
What is that called? What is that 80s like aesthetic called with the horizon line and everything? I don't know. It's a thing. So here is a little bit of a nitpick issue that I have with Mike Mignola right now. I'm sure he cares, you know. But
He's definitely listening.
why is everything, including new Hellboy, where's the 5 issues at? The 5 issues a good fun first issue, you set it up, and then you get like, but I feel like he's so boiled down now. Like if Hellboy, it's like the last that you read that Hellboy in BPRD came out a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago,
yeah.
right?
Look good.
So what happens? Like you used to have an issue where he gets into town and they tell him all this shit, right? That's 2 pages now. I get it, but like I feel like it doesn't breathe as much. By the middle of the first issue, he's going to get hit with something and he goes, "Oh crap!" Like it's like I know it's a formula, and that's okay, but I just feel these 1 and 2 issue books are fucking making me crazy. The fives are gone. I feel like all he does is ones and twos. on the ones and twos, 6, 7. Like it's like this is going to be a sequel, and how more so, how are you trading this? Because I feel like this was a two issue. This is a sequel to a two-issue series I never read. So what? You're gonna do, two issues. There's no Dark Horse Presents anymore. Like then maybe do a one shot. I don't know because there is a book a couple years ago that came out that he did a one shot of, and it's still not printed anywhere. I don't know where the hell it's gonna go. So I don't know. It's just my little complaint about it. This is a book that, and I think I jumped back to some of the Magnolia stuff later. I'll
All
get
right,
back to
it's
it.
fine.
This is a book for Boom, which is kind of like looks like a G.I. Joe book basically by Larry Hama, but this is M.D. Bright apparently, and it looks really cool. It actually looks like Peter Kowalski, but this was M.D. Bright's like last work. So I don't know when he started this style. They said it's M.D. Bright, but it almost feels like it's not. But that's a book I forget.
That's weird. Weird looking. It's neat. It's like it
Yeah, but
looks
that's
worth
an
checking
MD
out.
Bright. But down the bottom it says MD Bright. But like it looks like a
The
newer
cover, yeah.
style. It looks like Chris Mooneyham. Like it looks like yeah, it looks like Chris Mooneyham, right? I mean, good on him. I'm sorry he's passed. It sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a lot of good MD Bright memories from he did what Quantum and Woody
Yes.
with Priest,
Yeah. Yeah, that
and
was big.
then yeah, that was kind of the big one. But I feel like I read a lot of his stuff in Iron Man. Um, there was another book. Oh, he drew Green Lantern for a long time. You know, a lot of Green
Oh
Lantern.
yeah, he did Emerald Dawn, which is
Yeah,
like I love it. I love Emerald
yeah, yeah.
Dawn.
Dave Lapham's becoming like a super busy person again, like all over the place. Like he's wrapping up a series now, and I feel like there's 3 or 4 solicits with Dave Lapham stuff in here. He also does a bunch of short stories, always in those anthologies for Oni, right? Or Boom or Zoom or Oni or whatever, I don't know, all of them. But this one I think is kind of interesting, the Pizza Detective, because he has a variant cover, which is a pizza box. It's funny, like you would figure like Bad Idea would literally just like maybe ship stores pizza boxes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then have stuff
They're
inside of
bad.
it. They
Yeah.
might, they might. I mean, I feel like they kind of went away from some of that gimmick shit. But yeah, but then you have one that's a 3D version of this. But I don't remember there being a 3D version of number one, so I'm not really sure what they're doing. Bad idea. Um, they
Bad idea.
really, yeah, the Ordained, they, I'm confused on what the Ordained is. Did they have an Ordained series? Did they have a one shot or something? I feel like I see the ad art for Ordained, but this is like an Ordained like spin-off
Spinoff?
almost. And I'm
I
like,
don't know.
did they put out an Ordained series? Which I know this week they put out some key art for the movie, which is just like Colin Farrell and like, priest outfit.
They're not on global yet, are they?
No, I don't think so. No. No, they're nowhere. I don't think they have a digital component, which I think is odd. I buy some Bad Idea stuff, but I only buy it. I buy Planet Death for Thomas Giorello. I bought Safe Now also Thomas Giorello. So I need it. I need it. It was Trevor Hairsine, who worked on, was it Class War? Is that
Class
right?
War, and then got picked up for an Ultimates series.
Yeah,
They both
that's
did.
good. Yeah,
Both Class War artists got picked up by for Ultimate Books.
yeah,
And
that looks good.
Class War never got finished. He never finished the story.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I feel like some of that stuff
I mean, it's
wished.
dated because it's all post 9/11 type of stories. Actually, he wrote it pre 9/11, but then it came out post 9/11, so it's like bad timing. But it was a good book.
Yeah, Sean Phillips just doesn't sleep, I guess. Because I feel like the last criminal book just came out like a month ago. And that was like 220 pages. So I mean, I guess it's probably on pace with everybody else, but like to pop out, this is coming out next May though. All right,
Oh,
so
it's
this is like
advanced.
this. Yeah, I guess I didn't see that. It says May 6,
Uh,
2026. So that's a way advanced solicit, but I guess they're just kind of getting the buzz going.
or
But
you're getting that new criminal book in December or November? I guess December, right?
well, we got the knives. You're saying, yeah, I think there's another one. There's another one, but that's a criminal number one, just like a number one. I think like a primer.
Which is like paper exclusive, right? Like it's comic store
Yeah,
exclusive. I don't think he's releasing that.
exclusive. Yeah, I think that's paper, and this will probably go. But I feel like they don't do digital right away with criminal, and then they don't do bookstores right away. They do a 30 or sometimes a 60 or 90 on that, which
That's
is
a big risk as a creator, but phenomenal because it shows that you care about the comic stores.
Well, they always have a lot of because Sean Phillips is overseas. He always does I forget the name of the store. It's not Forbidden Planet, but there's a store over there that he always does either signings for, or he does like the exclusive like tip-in plates, and they always do like a window design of stuff like this. So they sell hundreds of copies of that book in like London. So that's I feel like he has certain things there.
I'm
Here's
curious to see like they don't make a thing where like, hey, let's make these European albums in Europe and just make them like comic book size in America.
yeah. Question about when I gather the stuff to kind of grab stuff that we're going to cover, right?
Yeah.
Do you have an issue with like Bleeding Cool? Like not there's so many ads and it's loading for fucking ever.
Yeah, Bleeding Cool's terrible.
It's horrible. It's so bad, but they're usually the first ones to have it. So I went to Image Comics to grab some of the Solicit stuff.
Right.
Um, but I feel like, but even then, like I want, I probably have to get. There's no way I can't get this, right? Like I mean, it's a foil cover, it's Hound. You know what I
It's
mean? Like
Hound.
so that's
It's made for you. Like you are
yeah.
Hound Boy. Like
I am
don't tell a
Hound
story.
Boy.
Don't tell a story again. We know.
I'm gonna tell you.
No, don't.
Uh,
But yeah, that's important to you. And plus you have the foil head covers for Battle Beast, don't you? And
yeah,
Skinbreaker? Do you get the
I
Skinbreaker
didn't.
one?
I don't. No, I no, I didn't. I should have. I should have. I don't know. I mean, again, I gotta cut it off somewhere. Because like I wanted to get. I think there's an Optimus one that I could get. There's a Void Rivals one. Like it's a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool design on it.
Yeah.
This is Tansi Janik, who Tansi worked on Lobster Johnson for a long time. So I think that's really fun. Did you lose your audio?
Nope, I was trying to motion you to move your mic up so I can hear you a little
Oh yeah.
louder.
Skin Breaker, baby. There's your Skin Breaker.
That's
Number
cool.
6.
That's right.
Beautiful.
The way of water. I'm just
Way
making a
of
bad
water.
joke.
That's correct. There's a
Um,
Harvey Tabelau. This,
this was like a Spawn card from the 90s.
yeah, that's really good, man. That's like I feel like I know Brad Booth's drawing it and all, but like maybe this feels more McFarlane. This feels more. You're right. It is. It's a Spawn card from the '90s, basically. 375, but also like they had like two covers.
Isn't that weird? They didn't do something more for 375.
Yeah, they love it. You
They do.
figure like you figure I'm surprised they don't start like the road to 400. Like they're gonna start
Yeah,
here now.
right.
25 issues to 400. Yeah, we know we can count. But yeah, it is weird that this isn't 599 and three covers and a J. Scott Campbell variant or some shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just have two covers. It's
There's
kind
two
of kind
covers.
of odd. And then the Brett Booth gets no cover for you, Brett Booth. And then your Scorch 50, which has the McFarlane.
I like this. Like
Yeah,
I just like McFarlane drawing, dude. Just keep drawing. Like the more you draw McFarlane, the better you're gonna get.
yeah. I like that it's yeah. I mean, listen, we want that. Um,
And
that
what's cool
sounds
is I don't think you show it, but he's got a version that's just the inks, and he's got a version that's
yeah.
just the pencils. Like he shows all
Okay.
three, and then he apologizes for the pencils. He's like, the pencils are great because I'm going to ink it, but they look really good, and it
Yeah,
shows
see,
that
that's
like,
fun. You
yeah,
know, that's the fun stuff I think he forgets to do. He forgets to be fun. Now I've never successfully read a Usagi like more than two issues. I
I know.
never could. I never could.
If I were to have done it, I should have done it in the 80s. But
Yeah.
since I didn't do it in the 80s, I can't do it now.
It's tough to crack because I think you're still scared to crack Grendel. Grendel's a weird thing to crack because he was working on
It's not
Mage.
scared. It's just the time.
How do you read it? Yeah, how do you well also
I got 200 modern day comics I haven't read yet. Things are just stacking
yeah,
up.
yeah.
You know what I find like I've been reading Gru since the 1980s. But like when a new Gru series comes out, it's like I gotta put the time aside because Mark Evanier really scripts the hell out of that book and it's dialogue heavy and there's a minstrel who rhymes. Like you can't just skim that book.
Hmm.
And Usagi Jimbo, well, first off, it's the same letterist, because Sakai letters has been lettering
Oh,
Gru
that's
almost
right.
since the beginning. So
Right, right,
it's
right.
a very similar feel, even art style. So to me, Gru is an endeavor for me to read. I can't imagine adding another additional endeavor.
Did Sakai work on He-Man?
I feel
Did he
like he
work on
did,
He-Man mini comics? Either he might have lettered those too. I feel like there's some type of He-Man connection there as well.
but
Um,
like when he shows up on the Turtles cartoon, I love it.
yeah, it's just it's weird. It's very strange that, But see, to me, like when I saw this, I was like, oh, cool. They're gonna do some type of like almost like a Last Ronin, but it's gonna really take place in 1984. And I did see, and I didn't cover it. Just I meant to screenshot it. But did you hear that Paramount canceled the Last Ronin?
Yes.
The
How
fuck is
stupid.
that?
You know, many people were excited about that because it's a sequel to the original 1990 movie. They were even casting that original April O'Neil.
Really?
Yes.
Fuck.
They were going to cast that like this is the movie that we wanted. It's such a bad move. And
That's
like, oh,
such a bad move.
we want to Sonicify it. We want to make it like the
You
Sonic movie.
can, you can do that
You can do
if you
both.
want to. Like you can do both.
Because as a kid who likes turtles, let's say a Turtles fan is 8 or 9, they're going to want to watch that rated R movie, and they will find a way to watch it. So like
Well, what's funny is
you're
that
not
like,
leaving anybody out when you do that movie.
there's accidental things like
And by the way, most Turtles fans are our age. They're all like
right.
or a little bit younger.
Right. They when Fathom put out that re-release of or somebody, I'm not sure if it was Shout Factory, they did a re-release of the Turtles movie, the 90s movie, and then it stayed in
Yes.
theaters for like weeks. Like
Yes.
they
It
just
did
left it in
better.
theaters.
It did better than I thought because people just kept wanting to go back and see it. That's an
Yes.
event. That's a point in our life. Like you know, Turtle Power was a big thing back in 1990.
Yeah. Where did you see that? You see that at the AMC? AMC 8?
Yes.
Is that the same summer as Roger Rabbit? Does that sound right?
No. Roger Rabbit was before
One
Batman
year? Oh, okay.
or
Yeah,
a similar
88.
Batman. Transformed by the norm by the nuclear goop. Pizza's the food that's sure to please. These
How do
ninjas
you
are
know?
into pepperoni and cheese. That was the last straw. Step into action. Yeah.
That's insane. I need to just do I need to do shorts of all the songs that you do. Like we'll do Pizza Party. You can do the Pizza Party song.
Do the Turtles theme, do the Wildcats, do whatever.
You could do
Heathcliff.
that. Yeah, you could do the Marky Mark song that you shouldn't do. It's no good. But yeah, this looks really dope. Like to me, like just the attitude of it, it just feels like it's really cool. And there's a real good Jim Rowe cover that. Again, I don't think I even found a copy of it. The solicits early is hard, because not all the art's up, but that cover C by Jim Rugg is super dope. Here you go. This is the same thing. The same thing. Well, I think Red Claw. Okay, Red Claw's going to four. Carmen Red Claws is my Magnola rant. Continued. Uh,
Continued.
The Crown, A Tale of Hell. 2 issues. Where the fuck is that going to go? Where's it going to go? Where is that? Why is it two
I hate.
issues?
Yeah. It's the return of the micro series.
Ah,
You're right. And
two
they're
issues?
not even like double sized or anything.
No, no. And they also have nothing. They have nothing in the back. It just goes boop. Like it's over. It's over, Johnny. Here's another one. Lands Unknown, The Skinless Man. Okay, Ben Stenback. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think I have. Yeah, and the same thing. I don't think I found the Magnola cover. Like there's then they just kind of and then he has a book coming out too. He has a book coming out hardcover in like it's like one character from one of the Bowling with Corpses short stories. It's like fuck. This person I think is from Bowling with
Did you ever finish that book?
no.
Mark. You're such a big Nola Mark, and like you didn't finish the book that you were looking forward to reading.
It's it's tough
I
out
don't.
there.
It is
Yeah.
tough.
I should. You know what I should do? I should turn everything off today and I should read that. But I got stuff I
Or
got.
just read a chapter at a time. Read a chapter, then go read some other books, then go back and read another chapter.
Yeah.
It's fun to put down and go back to.
Yeah. Oh, go back to Grendel real fast. The Grendel stuff you should do. Then you should read the newest omnibuses, the ones he put out recently. It's so weird. He put out the omnibus. Look, they're little. They're like they're almost digest size. Um, a couple years ago, and then he didn't. And then he rearranged all the stories in them, and
I
he
feel
kind of grouped
like
them better.
I feel like if that Grendel TV show had been made at Netflix, I would have made more of a push to read it all.
I, I, it's in the fucking drawer, right? It's got like, come on, man, come
Yeah.
on.
I was looking forward to that show. And I was happy for Matt Wagner to get that show done. People have been talking about doing something with Grendel for 30 years. I think it used to be in the back of Comic Scene magazine. In the back of Comic Scene magazine
Mm,
would be a list of all media that comics were happening. Flash TV show, possibly Flash movie. There was a Flash movie before a Flash TV show.
right.
That Jeff Loeb was attached to before Jeff Loeb was even into comics.
Yeah.
Uh,
Grendel's a little weird, like in the comic space because it's he was working on Mage, so the
What's your
Grendel
preference?
stuff.
What do you like better? Mage or Grendel?
I like Grendel because it's just I like the newest Grendel Prime in space. Like the last two series have been fucking batshit. They're so crazy because Grendel Prime was in uh War Child. What was the Bisley covers? I have the whole series. I forget what it's called. The
Warchild?
War Child. That's Grendel Prime, and that character disappears for a long time, and they use a couple different Hunter Rose. They have a couple different Grendel
Okay.
monikers. So, but the Grendel
Huh.
Prime in space is just the fucking best. You could read that independently. The
I
most
feel
recent
like I
Grendel
read.
Prime.
I feel like I read Warchild actually. I don't remember it, but I
War Child's
remember
cool. Well,
I,
War
it
Child
was
is not.
cool.
It's not even. It's but see, with Matt Wagner, a lot of times he doesn't draw Grendel. Like that was like Pat McKeown, and you had Bisley covers that were crazy for the
Yeah.
and then I think Bisley had to jump off to do something, or he's slow, both. But
Or he was getting paid more by Verotic to put vaginas on people's faces. No, that wasn't him.
perfect.
That was Peter Chung.
That's fine.
Wow, what a weird story, dude. It's all I always remember that story.
Good times.
Some woman like I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah,
We're gonna non-modify if I tell that story about the woman who gets
yeah.
who gets things
I
surgically
think
applied all over her body.
yeah, we're not doing that. Boss Fight Studio, they're 112 scale. This Frankenstein is awesome. This is like really cool looking. Uh, a lot of like really cool. But then it's like weird. They're like this is like the line that's coming out. I don't know who
Do
this
you
other
know?
character is
Do you know
though.
how to get sued for doing Frankenstein? There's one thing you can't do with Frankenstein.
Uh, bolts on his neck.
Correct. You cannot put bolts on
Boom.
his neck. That is a universal thing.
It's a universal thing. Yeah, it's funny. Like this is, I guess anyone could do Frankenstein, but there's elements of a bunch of different Frankensteins, right? Like you have, the stitches and all that, but then he has like the little like vest on, which is kind of like the Marvel.
Kind
That's
of
like the
Marvel, yeah.
Marvel. Yeah. But like really, really fun. But then there's like this character who was like I forget what this guy was called. It was just like robot something or other. Let me see. I think I have it. Frankenstein. Oh, and there's the Conan one, which is it's like a 6-inch Conan. Looks okay. It looks all right. That's your attempt at doing the pose of the Conan issue one. It looks too fat though. You look fat, bro. You're fat. But they got the
Fucking
license. They
fat.
have the license for that. It's so weird what it gets licensed. Like that's the Conan Titan, right? And then that's the Conan Marvel logo. Uh, so it's weird. And but I feel like the one that I would want, and I know that what's a House of Fun has it, and it's like $140. Dumb. But I don't think it's in print anymore. They did a Conan one cover action figure in their like whatever that called the Super 7 like slipcase ones. Really nice, but it's really expensive. I think it was 70, $80 when it came out and it's gone. So players are charging 120, 140. Meh, meh, pretty good. Pretty good. Now I'm confused at this one too because was this a character that was ever out or this was in stories or something like that?
I
Master
don't.
Universe Origins,
Yeah, I feel
Red
like
Shadow,
I vaguely remember it, but I couldn't tell you what from.
Warrior in the Iron Mask,
I
but
mean,
all the art looks good. It looks cool. But and that's where I thought I wasn't sure if it was part of that because this is Hero, right? That's Hero. Wasn't
that's Hero.
Hero.
He was
But what
originally going to be, I think, an ancestor of He-Man, but then when they created King Grayskull, it kind of
yeah.
superseded him. So he just became like the most powerful magician in the universe. They just kind of changed him up, gave him a different power sword.
Yeah, and because that was never a toy, and then then Mattel put that toy out later,
There
or there
was
was
a You're right, there was a prototype,
a prototype,
and
right?
it was in a catalog. It was a whole thing. That's where they created like Eldor instead of Skeletor. Like it was like who's that? Descent. It was a really cool storyline. You know, it's funny when He-Man ended in 87, 88 after a New Adventures He-Man. The idea was New Adventures of He-Man in space goes back in time, and they didn't know. Mattel's like, well, we could do this story that's like the prehistory of He-Man. In fact, I think they called it like Preternia, or we
Hmm.
could do something about He-Man's son, and they ended up doing neither. Like He-Man just stopped,
Right, right, right.
but
Yeah.
they had ideas.
Yeah,
and
it's a weird,
Hero was one of them.
time. Yeah, it's weird time when like those same thing happened with Star Wars, right? Because like Star Wars had like the Power of the Force figures and they had prototypes and they didn't come out and now they're coming out, or you know what I mean? Like they have stuff
Right,
that was in
right. Or
catalogs and
I love when Super 7 took the Alien toys that never came out from the
Mhm.
1980 or whatever, and they're just they found Kenner's designs. They were Kenner's official designs, and they're like, well, we want to do Alien toys.
Right, right,
You
right.
know,
Right.
hard to sell Alien toys for a rated R movie.
Well,
Just like the Conan thing. It's the same thing.
right. But they did. I feel like they did. They did when Aliens came out, right? Didn't they have
Did
Aliens
what?
toys?
Aliens probably, but Aliens is I don't know. I don't know. We got the one who did the one large alien figure that Walt sold to Chris Wilson.
It was might have more Parker. I think was that Parker Brothers. I feel like it wasn't a normal main line. I don't think it was Mattel or something, because like Parker Brothers did Rom, and that was a big failure. Rom's a known
Yes.
failure.
Right.
Rom was on the cover. I should find that magazine. There's a cover of a magazine that Rom is on, and it literally says like this is a bad idea. Like it says like the failure of like this type of toy, like on the cover before it came out. I was on a hunt for Rom for a bit. And I was like, and there was a working ROM, but working ROM still sucks. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't.
Like,
I'd rather pay less for a non-working ROM.
well, I got the Marvel ROM, the Marvel Legends ROM, you know, on
What
Cool Card.
I want to do a little digging. Like I'm a pretty big expert on a lot of He-Man and Transformer stuff, but not so much Thundercats. And I just
Mm,
seen two blurbs about Thundercats that made me interested. One was that they made the cartoon, and the cartoon aired before they had a deal to make toys, which is the opposite of every other toy line cartoon from the 80s.
right, right, right.
Like that was a
Yeah.
Rankin Bass creation, and they went to all the toy companies, and nobody wanted to do the toys. And finally, the company that did said, "Well, the show's a hit. We'll make toys." And the show was a super hit, so they had
Right.
like worked
Right
their
on.
asses off to get the toys out by Christmas, and
They're
they
good
didn't have
toys
enough.
too.
Yeah, and they sold out. And the second thing is Thundercats original designs. I gotta find them, but supposedly everyone looked different. Like Cheetara was like way too sexy. Snarf was like a big battle cat looking thing.
Dude, uh,
I'm like, I gotta find this.
Cheetara's naked in the first episode because they don't have any
Yes,
clothes on. Like
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
what?
but
Like
so's
it was
Heathcliff and
crazy.
Garfield. So
Well, I guess so. I guess so. But yeah, like all that prehistory is pretty fun. Like looking at, I mean, there's so many good like He-Man documentaries up, you know. The Power Grayskull being probably the best one. It's always, I think it's on Tubi or YouTube or whatever. That one I can watch all the
it's a
time.
great
I
documentary.
can watch that one all the time.
Between that and the toys that made us, and the same for Turtles. Great toys that made us episode. Also a great documentary that extends upon that.
Yeah.
And the same with Transformers. Like the toys that like if you just want to see something short and brief and really good, the toys that made us did great episodes on each of them.
Mm.
But each of those has a documentary or more that's just fantastic.
Yeah, Secret Galaxy does a pretty good like condensed version. And I want to say that was it Thundercats and Silverhawks that were share continuity?
Yes, they were the same animation company.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
want
Thundercat season 2 sucks so much because they couldn't get like that same animation company that did the
to.
first season. They didn't plan on doing a second season, but the first season was such a big hit, and the toys were such a huge hit. They're like,
Yeah.
we got to do more. But that animation company had already like decided to do made other commitments. It's interesting. I want to look more into it.
Yeah, I gotta go through I think Tubi has Brave Star and stuff. I feel like I need to go back and watch. I did watch the pilot for Silverhawks. Silverhawks pilot's a nightmare. It's
Oh
rough. It's
yeah,
real
that's right.
rough.
Right, because we were real excited when the comics were coming out. I'm still
Well,
reading
like
Thundercats. Thundercats is great,
yeah, I need to
but
get caught up on it. Like,
but
cause
my
I kind of
interest
got lost on Lost. I kind of got like I was confused on what. So I feel like I need to. Is Lost
and now they just put out a
ongoing?
bunch of I think so. I mean now they just put out a bunch of one shots, you
Yeah,
know. So
right.
it's like you got to stay caught up or else you know you're just gonna lose
I
it.
feel like you're IDW at that point. Like, isn't it like the IDW had like it felt like there was so much, it was a little overwhelming. But you know, listen, I don't know. Is that
It's
Terminator
not.
any good? That Terminator? Because I think that the first mini's done. I think they started another mini,
Yeah,
Terminator
I didn't check it
Metal.
out.
Yeah,
I didn't check it out.
tough out there. It's tough
I
out
know.
there.
If only Nick Barucci would like send us free comics. Come on,
Yeah,
Nick. We're
get some
Mark's your boy.
PDFs. Maybe I could email him, say like, hey, I need PDFs. You know, maybe I could. We're press. Are we press? You
We
know?
are press. We're
For
Awestruck
press.
press.
So it's Christmas week. Yeah. So I feel like it's well, it's not Christmas week, but it's almost Christmas. It's like it's
It's Thanksgiving week.
I'm thinking of Christmas because like I like the way my schedule works. Like I have to buy Christmas presents like out of this check. So I might as well like I'm just gonna knock them out. Black Friday this week, loud Black Friday sales. I helped NJ Comics up this. I don't know if this video pops up. I don't know if we can play this or not. Might. Yeah. So I went through this is I'm not sure if you can see this. You can see that video.
Yeah.
So I basically guess
Mark, you
clerked.
have a real job, a real grown-up
I have a
job.
real I took a personal day
So,
on
so,
Friday.
so what do you like to do in your time off?
I like to go to a comic store and spend about 4 to 6 hours there or more. So I was saying something that I was talking about another store to the store owner John about like, hey, I was thinking about the store that's real jacked up. It's in I don't want to say the store's name, and I offered the owner manager. I was like, hey, like I got like problems, right? I got some OCD. I got some probably on the spectrum tendencies. Your store makes me crazy. So what if like I came in one day and just started to put like just kind of organize stuff. So I'm telling John the story. He's like, dude, you can do that here. Like, don't do that there. What are you talking about? So we talked about doing like alphanumerical. He's like, well, maybe it would do that. And I said, well, I could probably do that in like, 2 days, less than 2 days. So Friday I worked 4 hours and yesterday I worked like 6 hours. So I worked 10 hours to get all their dollar books in alphanumerical, basically to have the sale for Black Friday, which they're all just going to get destroyed or taken out. But if
Oh
I
yeah.
was, again, here's the thing. Look, if I was, but then that gives me more work, right? Gives me more work to do. And then the threes and fives, I kind of put them over to the side and they're getting organized this week. So but it'll be a cool sale because it'll be all like basically, see, but that's the thing. There's
Plus,
tons.
plus now you feel
You just
good
get the
because
whole run.
everything he's selling, you've gone through, so you know you're not missing out on anything cool,
Yeah,
wacky.
right. I grabbed a couple things yesterday. Like here's what I grabbed yesterday. I grabbed the top 10 A to Z because I feel like I don't remember ever
They're
reading any of
those are
these.
good.
But it's
And
it's a combo of like a source book and a story too.
yes, the problem with that series, Mark, is that it didn't get finished.
That's so
They
stupid.
solicited at least two more comics of that, and then they canceled it. What?
Yeah, that sucks. I also can't even figure out this cover because the cover's like it's like three or four different artists. Like who drew that? Like it's like I mean you have Gene High, you have Dodson. Dodson, I got
Dotson.
Dodson here. Got Dodson here. He had a super clean copy of a Conan, the super special.
Oh,
So I
cool.
got that. That's fine. I said I couldn't find a copy of this. He kind of just gave this to me, but this is my last Micronauts because this is the only
Uh,
Micronauts worth any money. The first
you
Captain
got it?
Universe.
You were so
Yeah,
excited, weren't you?
yeah. Well, that's it. And that because I sold my Micronauts run during COVID. You know, everything sold during COVID. But this
Yeah.
was there was a free comic book day. I don't know, you may remember this. There was an Opus free comic book day, which is a comic book company that had like all the Frazetta stuff. And some guy sold his collection of this, and he had like all the Death Dealers, including like some variant
Mhm.
covers. But then there was a story that was a bunch of this was like almost like a shared universe, like Frazetta characters called Dawn Attack,
Oh yeah.
and it
Wait,
looked
didn't Podosian do a variant for that or Lisner?
Linzer has a couple variants. There's J.G. Jones. Yeah, but what's good about this?
There
This is
there
almost
there
like a
is a
prototype.
Penosian. There is a
Yeah,
Penosian and it's awesome.
yeah. There's a lot of it's kind of what's kind of fun about this is that there it is, like so.
Yeah,
Well,
look
that's
at
one of them anyway. But see, what's cool about this is this is almost like a prototype Titan book, right? Like I don't know if anyone worked on this back and forth. But they did Mothman. They have a lot, but they always have a Frazetta cover. But in the back, they have all the covers. They have so that I mean that's the one thing that at least the digital does um, for the Titan books. They'll have the digital and they'll do all of that. So I grabbed that, and then just because it's time, I grabbed this reprint for $1.
Oh, that's cool.
Spider-Man Family #1, because it has a new story in the front end with Aranya. Aranya. It actually has. It's almost like a Spider-Verse story because Aranya's in it. There's like they have like a museum of a bunch of Spider-Man, which I don't think I ever read the story. It's a DeFalco Lim, Ron Lim plot. But they have a reprint of Spider-Man. One that I mean, they have a real nice reprint of 2099 on better paper than the first, but the big reprint that's in here is the Marvel Tales. Marvel
Ah, Marvel tells you
Tales.
have to get that one.
Yeah. This is a heavy book, dude. 4.99, but it's like really, really it's really thick. I grabbed a couple of these like here and there. but I never got that. This is the Kirkman
Oh
Marvel
yeah,
Knights
they're fun.
2099. So that's pretty fun. And then I grabbed, I guess it's still downstairs. Do, do, do. I don't know. I grabbed the Liam Sharp because I'm like the Liam Sharp Death Dealer Verotic comic. I think I left it downstairs. Verotic.
Erotic.
Verotic. Verotic comic. So that's about it. Just a handful of stuff. But I mean, but pretty much like this one guy sold his collection and he just had a ton. Like he had all that Opus stuff. So I have to check. I don't even know if that Mothman book ever came out. So I might have gotten like an entire Opus collection of all that Frazetta stuff because I think they either lost the license or it didn't sell or there are. But that's the stuff part when you look at a lot of the stuff is you'll see preview art of books that probably did not come out. Speaking of that top 10 source booky thing, half source book, half story. It's tough. It wouldn't be that hard to get a top 10 set or to get, I'm sorry, get a whole America's Best Comics set. Probably wouldn't be that hard.
No, it's probably not that hard.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Whoa.
So pills are for, bro. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Did I miss anything? You got anything that I missed? Anything in the
Um,
chat?
yeah, I
Oh,
put a couple things in the chat just to showcase some stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me go up.
Oh, just do
Let me
that.
Riley Brown it. Whoop. All right, but I have to switch it, right? Hang on. Mm, 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 mm. All right, this is not friend of the show, but friend. I think friend of both of us. We both talked to Riley Brown at length for a long time. You were disappointed when I thought the Masters Universe series that they were doing ongoing for Dark Horse was just going to be minis because I feel like that's kind of what they do. But you said no, that's not true, and
Yeah,
you're right.
they had launched it like this is going to be the new ongoing series. Freddie Williams, Tim Seeley, great. And then before the first issue comes out, they're like, "Oh, Freddie Williams is taking over Turtles after Aaron and what's his name leave,
Don't want for regular
Juan
for
Ferrero." And
regular.
I'm like, "What? But no, he's supposed to do He-Man." And then when I saw the solicits for He-Man #4, it's like final issue or finale. I'm like, oh, I guess it was just a miniseries. And then they
Right.
skip a month, and then Riley Brown's going to take over Best Universe ongoing series.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like
a good addition. That's a nice,
that's
nice
strong. He's a
addition.
good artist. He's fast. He's competent. He's done a he's done so many books that nobody cares about, but like I think he's really good. I never read his digital book that he did with Fabian Nicieza
Oh, that's right. He has a
on
webtoon, I think. I think he
it's
makes
all
some
I think
really
it's on
fun webtoon.
Webtoon.
Oh, is that it?
He
Oh, okay.
yeah, he was actually one of the people making money on Webtoon. And
Yeah.
he's the best at doing the digital comics where, things move slightly, like he's the pro.
Mhm.
His Cable Deadpool Split Second is like an incredible online comic. I think it's called Split Second.
Yeah,
It's
I think
really good.
that's right. The Deadpool Dracula one too. The
I don't
Dracula's Gauntlet.
Did he draw that?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal too. Like
They
that's
did a
really good.
hardcover for that, but like the hardcover, like I don't want to say it sucks, but like it's you don't get the turns.
No.
The whole thing with that whole like the Marvel Infinity that just like again, it everything went to webtoon, everything went to scrolling, which
Yes.
I think sucks because for the most part, and I tried to read the Marvel DC crossover things that they just kind of threw on both of them. And they're both kind of good, but there are times when either the art's too big or the space in between the panel to panel, like there's just can be just word balloon. And I'm like, who's saying this? Like it's just not it's not what I want. But versus like the Marvel Infinity or whatever the Infinity comics, it just would either be like the next like tap or the next thing would be the next image would might be the same image. Same thing with the Batman 66. The Batman 66, the first issue in print is like 20, 22 pages and they all like two or three per page versus I feel like the first, if you ever get like someone either screenshot it or something, it's like 128 frames for the first like Batman 66. It's
Yeah.
dope.
Batman 66 is so great. It's so great.
Yeah, and that was Jonathan Case, I feel like. I feel like I
Yeah.
always get that confused. Jonathan
Right.
Case, Jonathan Pace.
Right.
Or
It was
Richard
Jeff
Pace.
Parker. Jeff Parker wrote it though, right?
Richard Pace, Richard Case.
Richard.
One of those guys is right.
Yes.
But
Richard
yeah,
Richard Pace did Pit Crew with Dale Keown.
right,
Richard Case did Doom Patrol.
right. But who's Jonathan Case is
Jonathan
neither of
Case.
those guys,
Right.
but he's the guy that does Batman 66.
Gotcha.
Got it. All right.
So
So
Riley Brown. This is a store exclusive. I was just showing this to my friend Brian.
exclusive,
Um,
exclusive.
because Milligan's a an artist who we're thinking about doing our own Youngblood cover. Exclusive news. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to get our own Youngblood cover.
Exclusive.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like this guy is doing the Marvel 25th anniversary, you know, thing idea, so you can put your own sketch in the center. The guy's got a fun style.
Yeah, it's
So
fine. It's like a Todd
it's
Knock, like it's like a squat style with like Mahmoud Asrar. Boom.
yes. So
Did it.
I, if they can do it, maybe we can do it too. It's hilarious because like Mark and I had conversations like, we should like we always come up with good cover ideas, and your brother owns a comic book variant company,
Right.
and like we don't do anything through him. But you have a new comic book store friend, and we're like, well, he's got a Lunar account. Maybe we could do something through him.
Right. Right.
So we'll see
Right.
how it goes. But like we're looking into it. It'll be fun. It'll be the first Awestruck edition of a comic.
Awestruck
Yes.
edition.
This is the poster to Frankenstein Unbound that I was telling you about.
Right. There was a
It's a
Frankenstein.
it's a phenomenal poster for a okay movie. But look who it is. John Hurt and Raul Juliet is in this movie.
Yeah, right. I never saw that. That's Roger Corman full directed it too. Normally he outsources. The reason
Yeah.
why that's yeah, I saw there Cameron has a like a GQ or whatever this week where he goes through all his movies movie by movie, and he wouldn't talk about like his work at he skirted around the work he did for Corman. And then he mentions Corman a couple times. But what's crazy about like he like accidentally got like a lot of his jobs almost. Like he was like he wrote Alien before he wrote Aliens before Terminator or something like that. Like he wrote The Treatment. And I don't know, it was the way it's a pretty good interview, but um, I forget my point. I forget what my point was.
You had a
I don't
point.
remember. I had a point in there. There was another like Frankenstein new poster that I saw that was by a different artist, but I was trying to find that, but maybe I'll drop that in. Drop it in. But it was like a cool like poster that looked like an old painted um like Universal Monsters like poster. It was really, really nice. I haven't gotten through that one. I have no attention span right now, bro. I can't.
Ah,
My brain
I understand.
is not, it's not working well. So it's not working well. Oh,
This is a guy I'm friendly with online named Dakota Alexander, and he's just so good at doing 70s, 80s coloring. He's a pretty good artist. He just did a book called The Hunter, and it looks like an 80s comic, but he's messed around with some blacklight stuff, so I figured you would like this one.
yeah, I
He's
do.
he's
There's
he's worth giving a follow. Dakota Alexander.
DA.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
you're not even on
that's
Facebook.
I can't do it. No, maybe I'll
You
see.
should.
He might have an Instagram.
Yeah, maybe.
I need him to have the Instagram. Oh, okay. You dropped in the there's the pencils.
There's the pencils.
When I ink myself, I don't need. You know what's funny? This drawing, it almost looks like his drawings in because I have the Art of Todd McFarlane like art book.
Oh,
It
the
almost looks like
the
his
devil in the
drawing.
details.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But like I feel like this looks like his drawings from like the 70s. Like it's a little too rounded. You know what I mean? And then he like mucks it up. That's pretty dope, right? Like
Yeah,
it's like this is prettier. This is cuter. And then he's like, "All right, I gotta make it tougher. I gotta make it like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like a little more pursed. That gun's fucking nuts." Who is this character? Is it called the Scorch or the Scorch is a
No,
team?
she's Spawn.
Fucking
It's actually
kid,
I think it's Jessica Priest. Jessica Priest who
just a
replaced
kid,
Chapel as the killer of Spawn.
just getting more like he's had like seven ideas and we're still riding on the same seven fucking ideas,
Yeah,
right?
but Mark, who's the
Did he have to
successful
buy
one?
out? Did he have to buy out Al Simmons for his name? Is that a thing?
I'm not surprised. I
There's
wouldn't be
something like that
surprised.
I feel that happened. Listen, I
Yeah,
exposed him in a fucking issue of Spawn. I exposed him raw.
yeah, you were the
And
genius, Mark.
I was a genius. I was like, you didn't change any of these names. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, maybe you should have, you know, maybe you should have because it costs
Maybe
you a
you
lot of
should have.
money, you know. They use that. Maybe they use. I should pull up the depositions. They use the depositions like this guy, Mark Leon from Deptford, New Jersey. My full address printed. He's exposed them and talks about Tony
Did
Twist.
did anyone
They
ever write
used it.
you? Anyone write you like, "Hey, I saw your letter. Let's be friends."
No, it is funny though. Like when you think about that, like when you think about like that you could just have full address, full
Full
address.
addresses.
Yeah, but what's cool about that is you go through these old comics, like Roy Thomas was like wrote a ton of them. I think there's a couple of John Hunter's letters. You have letters in Dragon,
Yeah,
one or two.
Dragon and some awesome comics.
There you go, man. That's fun. That's fun stuff. I think it's always fun. One of the first dates I had, and it wasn't a plant, but one of the first dates I had with Toro, I took her to the Berlin Mart, and we went in the comic shop there, and they had that Spawn issue. And I was like, look, that's me. She's like, did you plant this in here? I'm like, No, it's a real comic. It's in the world. Like, you know what I
That's
mean?
like
But like,
that's like Weird Al used to take dates to Naked Gun. It's like, oh,
oh,
well,
right,
yeah,
right.
I forgot I was in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
look at that, dude. Image solicitation. I said, image solicitations are up. And these are the covers for Youngblood number 4.
Can't load it, bro. Can't do it.
There we go. I think this
Oh,
cover's great. This is like a truly traditional Liefeld cover. You got
got
Battlestone.
Celestials.
You got Die Hard Volume 2, The Keep, Cougar, Sundance from uh, that Earth's. Actually, Earth's not bad from that angle. But what's cool is Shaft is in a bomber jacket. He's bringing back
Oh,
90s Avengers power there. That is
that's
some
right.
Bob Harris.
It's a Bob Harris, Steve Epting situation right there
Yes.
with Celestials.
Um, Second cover, cool. Not as cool as the first cover. The first cover I think is great.
Die Hard 2.0.
Die Hard 3.0, who knows? Now this is awesome. This is Eric Canetti.
There we go. Bring it back to Eric Canetti.
This is a great cover. Canetti's a huge Liefeld fan. Like I've seen him draw Deadpool at Cable in the past. He's so good. He's an artist. Like other artists loved him when I didn't quite love him yet.
Yeah,
Like I remember not enjoying his Mr. Majestic, but then he had to follow Ed McGuinness. So
right.
that's a hard follow in such drastically different styles. But this cover's awesome.
Just covering up that young blood up there. I like that. I always like that. I always like, maybe that's really covered, but
Yeah. But
you
it's
know,
fine because you know what book it is. Emma Roth's
yeah,
got a cover by Shelby Robertson. Shelby Robertson, Morbid Angel. Remember that book?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
See, I would have put the head across that Brigade 2.0, Brigade 2.0.
yeah. This is definitely the brigade that is in that one shot. If you can get that one shot brigade, it's in the Bloodstrike hardcover and trade.
Okay,
But yeah, lethal. I think that's Cybrid. Look at a little good old Cybrid from Maximum Hero and Extreme Zero.
that's Cybrid.
I believe so.
We dyed his hair. That's not
Uh,
Cybrid. That's got to be another guy. I'm calling
maybe
bullshit.
I'm wrong. Maybe it's no wait a minute. Isn't there a guy from Bloodpool that looked like that?
Bloodpool,
Wilder? I don't know.
Wilder.
Van Wilder.
I only followed two things, bro. Look at this exciting page. Way to go.
This I usually post this page after the cover, but I had to wait it, but I forgot to do it. Yes, there we go.
Fragga
Dan Frega.
boom.
Supreme, Other Supreme, Starguard. And who's that in the background,
I
Mark?
don't remember this at all. I don't remember this cover at all.
That guy
I've
floating in
never
the
seen this cover.
background is called Enigma. And Enigma is in the new Blood Squad 7 comic. He's an Eric Stevenson creation. And Joe Casey is using all
Oh.
the Eric Stevenson.
Is that book any good still? Like, I mean, I feel like it's got the wind taken out of its sails. Wind out of the sails.
It's still good.
Fragga boom
It's
time,
still
buddy.
good. But it's yeah. He didn't know when he created that book that Liefeld would ever get Youngblood back.
Yeah, yeah.
It's I was looking for all the Youngblood covers and for all the retailer exclusive covers, and like I found them on
Who's
some of them on the Platinum site. Platinum is the technical owner of Youngblood. That's the Scott Mitchell Rosenberg site.
mm,
Not great quality. If you go back to my other Twitter, the like first off that the one I did for the image stations got a lot of follows and stuff. But the other cover, if you go scroll down, I'm up to the Alan Moore, the Youngblood. This is the cover number 2. Steve's gross, really cool, and I happen to find the original art online.
Larry
That's like my
Stucker.
favorite stuff to do, man. Larry Stucker, one R in Larry, Lary. Yeah, it's a really good cover. So weird. Mike Waringo, what a nice guy. Cool cover. Mike Waringo, I really like talking to him. He was really interested in what you had to say. Like he really
Is that
focused in
yours?
and
Is that your copy?
yes, that's my copy.
Whoa, look at that sign. Posthumous.
Everything I post typically is my copy that I scanned. So sometimes you'll see a comic and it'll have a signature on it. My
You should
Brandon
get a J
Peterson
Lee
one's got
cover.
a signature. It is a good Lee cover.
You should get a J Lee Sig.
Ed McGuinness, the Chibi Styles.
I
That
think
was
we've done
fun.
this.
Youngblood
We've done
Plus One
this.
was a blank sketch cover. That's mine. The Supreme is not like that one's mine too.
Oh yeah, I think we looked at these last week.
Yeah. These I found online. Oh, that one actually was mine too, but I bought it on eBay back in the day. Pretty cheap too. Yeah, man, it's been fun. Chris Sprouse, always perfect.
Yeah,
Would you
man.
you post anything lately?
No.
Too busy working at the
I need to
comic
just
store?
do it. Yeah, I need to just do it. Yeah, that's the thing is like again, like I didn't need to necessarily have like an extra jobby job. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
Like not the best, but I feel like the way that it kind of goes, or I think we looked at that before. Let me see. Let me see. Well, let's pick a Robert E. Brown. Oh,
Rest in peace, brother.
yeah, sad. It is. This is my rest in peace, gone too soon post.
And I felt like he was like out of reach, like we'd have to find him. But he was just on Facebook, you know? Just there he
Not
was. If we had
now.
looked him up,
Now, Ghost Rider continuity now. There's a story this week on Bleeding Cool or 2 weeks ago where like the reorders for Spirits of Vengeance #1 was like really high, and they're like the Barbara Ketch book. I'm like, man, can't there be any new characters? Like you're gonna use his sister, you're gonna use Danny Ketch's sister, like gets the power of Ghost Rider. Just like it's just so tired, man.
he was tired.
But they're not allowed to make any new characters, so I kind of get it, you know?
They should be making new characters all the time.
No way. No way. Look at that. Well,
Did you see the
that's
last? You see the last issue of Hush?
is this a little bit like
Yeah, that is very much a little
that's a
bit
swipe?
like kind of.
Possible.
It's a swipe in theory. He was
Yeah.
definitely looking at it. I don't know if it's not line for line.
Yeah. There's a McFarlane issue of Spider-Man with Ghost Rider in it. This is peak Ghost Rider. Peak Ghost Rider time, buddy.
Hey, you see
But
Hush? The last part of Hush is getting pushed back to like March or something.
Hattush,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? But that's okay. Like to me, I don't care. Like it's not gonna matter in 2, 3 years, man. That hardcover is gonna come out, probably do pretty well. Like it doesn't matter, you know.
No,
But
you're
it
in the
also is
long run,
confusing. I was in the shop yesterday. I was in NJ Comics Stop, Paulsboro, New Jersey, plug. Um, and a guy comes in, he's like, "Did the Batman issue come out, but the Batman 3 came out?" Like it's very confusing for people who are just they're not wasn't necessarily a normie, but he's just like, "How is it coming out?" Like he had to just like hold his head. And I was like, "Oh man, I feel so bad for these people."
yeah,
Like
you just explain it to them. It's
I did. I was like, look, I was like, yeah, and that last issue ain't coming out for a bit, bro. So you might as well just like, hold out. But he was got the issue of the new Hattush, and then he's like, but then Batman 4 is out soon. Like it's really confusing. That's
in good
why
news,
Hattush should have just come out as its own separate fucking miniseries. Doesn't matter because when it goes in trade, they're not gonna be like, this wasn't in Batman
right,
538. You know what the fuck it was? Like it doesn't matter. But we feel that just like when there was an issue of Superman Batman that I asked you about, because the Superman Batman issue that I asked you about a long time ago, which was a Michael Turner issue, and I got a copy of it for $1 there at NG Comics Up, and I was like, wasn't there a Turner? I found it this week, actually. I found it. So, but there is a Turner issue of 10, but 10 had an alternate cover by Jim Lee, and then you're like, oh, they had the trade books, and I'm like, what? Because again, Jim Lee even then couldn't handle
right.
people getting spotlight from him.
And Turner's Superman Batman book sold better than Hush certain issues. So
2004. Yeah, so even
yeah,
2004, so we're talking 21 years ago, is the same Jim Lee, the same jealous Jim Lee that
yeah,
he doesn't like it. He doesn't like anyone outselling him, even
no,
though they all credit him to a certain point of part of their influence. Yeah, who cares,
right,
man? Like, see, like that's why I feel like you said right now, um, it's a lot of artist appreciation. What I heard someone talk about the Absolute Batman annual, and he's like, yeah, the front was this and the backups. Well, too bad for them. And I'm like, yeah, but the only reason that Daniel Warren Johnson exists is because of like what's his name? James Harren. It's the only reason he exists. He's because James Harren encouraged him
He,
at a
yes,
con just to keep going. Like, oh, keep going, keep like lean into it, lean into it. So he wouldn't have Daniel Johnson without that. So he's giving like props and a favor to his friend who does it back up, which again, yes, wasn't as good as the front story, but it's funny the way that the perception of that is, right? But I don't think anyone's going to be like, man, Michael Turner beats Jim Lee in a
no, we,
race.
we we just wanted a Jim Lee book and a Michael Turner book. We just all we want is two comics.
I understand the
Nobody
technicality
was
of the
like,
Jim Lee stuff.
nobody was like, I'm not going to buy Jim Lee's because of Turner. Like that was not a thing.
I've
We were
liked
just,
Jim Lee's to do stuff because I feel like he hasn't drawn in a while. He's relearning how to draw stuff.
oh yeah, the
And
3 and 4 and 5. I think look three especially three is where you and I were like, he's locking in.
yeah, yeah. But I still think he's experimenting more than you would expect him to. I feel like he's doing I like the Batman chest he's doing different than the previous Batman chest.
Yes,
I love the Batman boobies. I like his boobies better.
you do.
So
You do. The Bat Boobs. Quickly, Robin, to the Bat
big fan.
Boobs.
Big
So how
fan.
about, so
So
how about that Superman #1 selling for $9 million?
yeah, I thought I had that. I thought I'd screenshot that too, man. Again, I don't feel like anything's working in my
That's
in
fine.
my photos.
Yeah,
See that?
I
Look
think
at
that's
that.
really awesome.
Bloop.
Yes.
Way to go.
It was found in an attic and it gets CGC graded as a 9.0. Like who just finds this stuff in their attics, man? Why
And
can't
how
I just want to break into old people's homes and start going through their attics. I think that's just what I want to do. I'm gonna wait till 4:30 in the afternoon after they eat, they're falling asleep.
I
Just
think it's a
go
bad
in their
idea.
attics.
That's a bad
What?
idea. I think it's a bad idea.
No.
I
Other
mean, shit.
news.
You would figure your route on your UPS route, you might be able to find something. Like
I
you
don't
would see old houses and you're like delivered like, do you have anything? Can I go in your attic? I
did
have like
your
30 seconds. I have 30 seconds to run through your attic real fast.
real quick. It's like the shopping spree that remember Toys R Us would always like you could win a shopping spree at Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And it was like the ultimate dream to win a shopping spree at Toys R Us.
Yep. Supermarket
Right?
sweep.
Just go right to that Transformers aisle. Whoosh,
Dude,
be a
I see
million.
pictures of how intense those aisles are. Like some or the end caps and stuff. Like when you see those end caps or like Star Wars end caps.
Oh my God,
Fuck.
they're amazing.
Yeah.
What else did I see? Oh, Archie's doing Archie versus Army of Darkness. I think that's
All right.
awesome.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool. Just keep going, Archie. Keep looking. Keep finding the weirdest shit. Give me Archie, versus Saul. Give me Archie. You know what I mean? Just keep going.
Yeah, I feel that like
Archie
I
versus Saul would actually be really good.
I'm curious on the IDW stuff. Like I know they're doing a lot of the horror stuff. There was a book I looked at last week. But I didn't read it. It was like a mummy face looking thing, and it was by an artist and looked really good. It was IDW, but I didn't read it though. I gotta check it out. But that's it for me. We're all good here. We're
Yeah,
all
that's
good.
enough. That's enough news.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all soon. Look out for special episodes, Foiled Again,
Yep,
Lost Projects, and more. And
and more.
everyone, have the best week. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, if we don't have an episode before Thanksgiving.
Gobble.